You know, I've been making this show a really long time, and hold on a sec. Actually, let's just pause the music for a sec. I've been making this show a long time, and sometimes people ask me, Greg, how many bottles do you have in the bar? And you know what? I counted. Something like 439 bottles. So let's mix them all together. I don't know. It's just an idea. I'll do a new intro later. Hello, Firebird. Hello, Derek Watterson Productions. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, so 439. That's both high and low because I probably counted duplicates, but I also didn't count every bottle. So let's just say it's 500. How you doing out there, Nash D? How you doing out there, everybody? Can you hear me? You can hear me, right? Like we're working correctly. Yum, 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 yum. A stream at this hour? Yes, indeed. Hey, 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 you can hear me. Okay, cool. Let's get some music going, right? Why not? Is there like a shuffle button? Perfect. And a loop. Cool. There we go. And let's just make sure that that's not going to blast out everybody's ears. Minus 30 decibels. Is that like good? Does that sound cool? The Kingest Cup. That's a good title. Let me know if the music is high or low. So, welcome to the live stream, everybody. Today, you are going to hang out with me while I actually do some filming. Some of this will be recorded. I have a little button here to record. Some of this will be recorded for the music's a bit high. Music is low and we're high. They say it's high. I'd rather be too low than too high, but whatever. Some of this will be recorded because I'm going to basically need a big time lapse of me filling this bottle. And Meredith was like, Greg, why don't you do this as a live stream? And I was like, well, okay. I don't think it's going to be a very successful live stream. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Because I'm probably going to have to be doing a lot of work, and I don't know how much I can interact with you. But well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we can. Anyway, this on the scale of teetotal to blackout drunk, how drunk will we get? I'm going to be teetotaling. I don't plan on having any drinks tonight. All right. Yeah, Meredith mentioned. For those of you who don't know, I talk to Meredith like 30 times a day. we work together all the time. In fact, I'm supposed to let her know when I'm live so she can join the chat. She'll be mad if I don't. Live. Yeah, she didn't like get fired or quit the show or whatever. In fact, she can't be fired because she's part owner of the show. It's just we don't have her on set so much anymore at all because it's a pain in the ass for everybody, and it as much as some of you seem to like it, it didn't seem to affect retention. So, yeah, why are we putting this work in, everybody? Anyway, let's get started on filling up these bottles. Why don't we do this too? Why don't we bring in the Pippi? Do you guys like the overhead, or do you like? I think probably. What was that, 3? This is probably more fun, right? We like this. We like that. Like to see, we're gonna watch it all tinkle on up. Tinkle on up, yeah. That's a great thing to say, Greg. You know, I've been making this show a really long time, and in that time I've acquired a lot of bottles. A lot of bottles. Sometimes people ask me, Greg, how many bottles do you have? And I would say, I don't know, a lot. And I'd start to count. Well, I did something. I bought one of these little county guys, and I counted them. And by my count, it's like 439, although some of that might be duplicates, and some of that I know I haven't counted because there's a stash of bottles in the kitchen that I actually like to drink. So let's say we have somewhere between 400 and 500 bottles. Maybe we'll get a real answer here before we're done. In fact, I'll reset this and I'll click it as I add. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to mix them all together? Wouldn't it be just so much fun to build? There's this thing, I don't know if you know this or not, I don't know if they're a thing anymore, but they call them infinity bottles, where it's like, I got a little bit of bourbon left, I'll put it in the infinity bottle and I'll make a note. You know, make a lot of notes, right? And then you have this bottle of bourbon that's your own house blend or whiskey or whatever that's always full but never empty, and it's always changing and stuff like that. This will be the infinite infinity bottle. This is every liquor, all in one, all sorts. Today on How to Drink. Hey guys, that's how you record an intro for a show, whether you're live or not. So I'm gonna actually reset this guy. Boop. And I'm gonna start with what's right here. the bottle doesn't want to open. It wants me to stop. There we go. To facilitate this, I bought these extra long pipettes, and we're going to use these. So let's just start with Wyoming whiskey. What the heck? And so if we assume about 500 bottles, we want to do a mil to somewhere between 1 and 1.5 milliliters per pour. I spaced these out, and I know where that is roughly. That's about a mil. Boop. Click. This is going to be a long night. He did the math. He did the math. Click. So Meredith says I should not do duplicates. I think that's fair. Click. I feel like I've heard this song, but I was hanging out in here before I started streaming. If this gets repetitive, let me know. Yep. I think maybe wine, no, but vermouth, yes. Oh, interesting. I've never had to I'll just do a little pour of that, something. There we go. I've never had to deal with the fact that that's got a aerator on it, or pour restrictor, whatever you want to call it. Sad. Hell no, I'm not going to drink a glass of maraschino. I had a brownie, not a pop brownie. My family and I went to a bakery, and I grabbed a brownie. I shouldn't have had a brownie. I said, I'm not going to have any sugar today, and then I had the brownie. And it was one of the best brownies I've ever had in my life. But I have a terrible headache. I can't do sugar at all, apparently. Yeah, the Bajo will be up. Oh, show up the most? I don't know. I bet absinthe, Hunston. I bet any amount of absinthe is going to show up. Okay, so we're going to do vermouth. And now I'm like, do we do the wines? Because there's a few wines around here. Like, I'm looking at a bottle of Madeira. Does that go in? Chat, decide. Meredith, decide. Yeah, vermouth, why not? Oh, here we go. A little Bogart's bitters. Meredith says, yes, the Madeira goes in. Click, 7 bottles. He said every bottle. Well, okay, I'm going to switch out now. Every bottle, sure, but also, like we said, no duplicates, right? All right, so every unique bottle, is that what we're going to say? This stuff, I'm in love with this. This is Licor de Ginja. It's a Portuguese cherry liqueur. It's fucking delicious. You guys want me to make my own Campari and chartreuse? That could be like a whole thing on the show. All like custom spirits. It's going to taste like anise and bitters. I think that's a fair prediction. So, speaking of chartreuse, how about this bottle of red wine that's been left open and uncorked? Yep, if it's going in, it's going in. Speaking of chartreuse, so you know your town's probably got like a little, I don't know about you, but your town probably has like a little town museum. It's probably some old house that the town somehow acquired, and they turned it into a museum, and now it's the town museum, and it's got weird artifacts and stuff that they found in the old outhouse out back of the townhouse and all that stuff, right? All right, this song better change. So my daughter went on her 2nd grade class trip to the town museum, and she was really like had a blast at it, and she was like, we've all got to go to the town museum. We all got to go to the town museum. And she made me and my wife and my in-laws, we all had to go to the town museum. She wanted to show us around and everything like that. And we're looking around at these artifacts at the town museum, and all of a sudden I see the most insane thing. And I just shared this in my private Discord. I have a Patreon, makes the world go round. If you want to see these, just jump in the Discord if you're a patron, and if you're not in the Discord, become a patron and get in there. I just found out too, our Discord server is approaching 2,500 members, which means our mods will no longer be able to get push notifications. That's crazy. Anyway, so I walked in there and I'm looking around. What the fuck is that? There's a bottle of vintage chartreuse in there that they must have found. And, and I was like, looking at it, it's like pale, like it's lost a lot of color, but I know from absinthe and stuff it'll do that. And I was like, that can't be real. And the guy, of course, was like, wait, why wouldn't it be? It looks like it's still corked. And I'm like, he's like, what is it? Why? He had no idea. It's like, this is, and we were talking about in the Discord, Gerby is in here, he knows, that we figured out it's a Spanish production bottle of chartreuse when the monks were in exile from France. They must have just found it in the cabinet or in the dirt or something like that. It's from like 1907 maybe or whatever, when the Chartreusian monks, basically maybe the second most desirable bottle of chartreuse. And they're just like, what is it? I was like, what's your budget? You could like probably run this place for a few years off of that. Dale DeGroff's Pimento Bitters, they going in. So anyway, How to Drink is brought to you by my Patreon. There you go. Whatever. Yeah, if it's in here, it's in here. Don't hurt the DeGroff like that. Sure. I guess that means bitters too, right? Yeah. Okay, fine. Bitters is going. That's salt. I'm not putting that in there. I have two more. Wow, Orchard Street. Okay. Now we got to move over there. Whew. What color brown is this going to be? Murky brown? Probably something like that. I got to start around the corner, which means I'm off camera. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Starting at the top. What the hell that is? We're gonna skip the dupes. Skipping the dupes. I need to have a place to like take these. That's like gonna be the problem because like, how am I? If you have a lot of bottles to move, these like caddies for cleaning supplies are pretty handy. I use these. A bar cart? I need a bar dump truck, Gonzalo. I am thinking now though, what can I do with these? Because I want to make sure I know what I've done and what I haven't done. Okay, I know what the solution is. Do one shelf at a time. Work from one side of the shelf to the other. That's what we're going to do. All right. Nah, we're not going to do the soft drinks. What is this one? Oh, it's their elderflower. Probably the first pour out of that bottle, other than a tasting I did. Starka. You're here in the live stream, so you probably know about the How to Drink app. But if you don't know about the How to Drink app, I'm going to tell you about the How to Drink app. I would love to do a demo for you right now, but I cannot. The How to Drink app is at htdapp.com, but you will get access by virtue. Oh, that smells so bad. Oh my God. I forgot how awful this is. Meredith, we got to throw this away. The Piney Woods blueberry flavored vodka. Holy shit. That's unruly bad. Unruly bad. Will this drink be in the app? Yes. The recipe for this, well, we got to call it Jersey Turnpike. That's what this bottle is. This is Jersey Turnpike. The recipe for Jersey Turnpike liqueur will be in the app somehow. Yeah, it's helpful because you can reach into the bottom. It's called a transfer pipette. Do I have the I don't know if I still have that orange cream. Probably not. That's probably something I would have gotten rid of when I moved. peppermint. My beloved Ango. Irony, of course, is that I actually don't have a bottle of Ango handy. Yes, those of you who give a shit about this stuff, I should be using a different one on every pour, a different pipette, but I'm not. No, none of those were Angostura. My Angostura dasher is in my kitchen at the moment. So, one was chocolate. One's for net, actually, now that I think about it. Any chance you might create nuclear fusion? Yeah, I hope so. That's what we're doing here at How to Drink. We're solving all the world's problems. Oh my God. Yeah, someone's talking about the contamination. They're following up on that. The contamination's gonna be so minimal, it doesn't matter. I think I'm going to be here for 10 years making this episode. You got to go down there. All right. Now we begin in earnest. Chambord's coming. So, as I was saying, How to Drink survives based on Patreon. YouTube is not cutting the mustard. It's not doing it. And I'm not in a position to steal an ancient bottle of chartreuse. But don't think I didn't think about it. If you love this show and you want to see it keep going, you want me to drink more of these horrific Jersey Turnpikes, get down into the links, go to htdapp.com, sign yourself up for my Patreon, see if there's anything in there that suits you, if there's anything in there that's worth it for your interest. The app may be the thing that does it. Behind the scenes content, extra scenes, the Discord should not be understated. Never done it that way. It cannot be overstated, but it should not be understated. Somebody's just asking about how do I organize my bottles. I have like a shelf for rum, a shelf for whiskey, a shelf for like liqueurs and things that I reach for on a regular basis. Gin is around the corner. Vodka and flavored vodkas are around the corner. They seal up. There we go. Well, we're going to hit like 500 bottles probably. Someone was saying I got to tell you how many bottles you're in for. Does your rum shelf have bumbu? Yep, I have a bottle of bumbu right there. Mary, you know I got in trouble again from the Midnight Local. Some comment was like, Greg doesn't listen to women! Happily, somebody else jumped in to correct, like, they're like, Greg and Meredith have been friends for years. If Greg was, like, bad at listening to Meredith, I don't think they'd be friends. I know you're in here, right, Mare? I saw you a minute ago. I just always think that's funny. I'm a bad ally. I'm not allied enough. I'm not a thing. I hate women. Definitely hate some women. Ah! Oh my God, so many battles. Maybe this won't take forever. It's not gonna be, this still won't be quick though. Oh shit, I gotta put that into my arm. Okay. All right. Okay. Deep Eddy Lime. I bought this for an upcoming episode, I think. This is degenerate behavior. Welcome to Tubes, the YouTube. That's why we're using such classy music. Hey, you know why bankers look and gangsters all wear suits? I don't know. I had a joke there, but don't worry about it. So they look respectable. Tell us the names of the bottles when I put them in. My mouth will get tired. I don't have time for that. I don't even want to read them. This is vodka. I have several Baijius. Yes, there will be Baijiu. Oh, we're going to kill this bottle. Nice. Gary's Good Vodka. That's literally the last milliliter in the bottle. Gotta put those in the garbage can. Prickly pear. Oh, thank you, Ruckus, very much. So this will also become an episode when I get this done. We're going to make this, and then I'm probably going to make some drinks with it in the episode. Tonight, I'm not doing that. About a milliliter to a milliliter of a half, Zach. There's like 500 bottles, so... Cow Lang will be in there, yeah. Every bottle. Every bottle must go. It's a fire sale. It's a 750. It might even make about 800, Derek. If somehow my math is off and I overfill this decanter, I'll start a second one. I'll combine them all into something, and then I'll mix them and then put that into another decanter. We're at, this is bottle 41 right now. I like sprained this finger, of all things, practicing Muppetry, and it will not heal, and it's awful. And you don't realize like how many different things you use that finger for. My pomade, my hair product, I got to have my product. That's the finger that scrapes it out, and it's a finger muscly thing. Oh my God, what base spirit do you think will have the most bottles of in your collection? Definitely whiskey. If you include bourbon, scotch, and whiskey, it's without a question whiskey. After that, it might actually be rum. It might be rum. I don't know, it's a good question. I wish I had multiple counters because I can't tell you otherwise. Hey, happy Friday. HDD app is amazing. You're killing it with Midnight Local and everything in general. Thank you all so much. It's very, very nice of you to say that. And also, thank you guys so much for the money. I need the money. I need the dollar, the dollar, the dollar is what I need. You guys remember that show, Made? My wife liked that show. I caught an episode or two. I mostly liked the intro song a lot. It was on HBO, back when HBO existed. All right. Let's switch these out. 41 bottles we're up to. And I'm not even through the first shelf, which makes me think I grossly undercounted. We might be hitting way more than 500. I love, like, my thought too. Hey, if you have tons and tons of liquor bottles to move, get yourself some of these cleaning caddies. You know, this is a normal problem people have. I gotta move 500 bottles of liquor. I know what Greg told me I should get a cleaning caddy. Just like, you know, common advice for people in case they need it. This shelf that I'm pulling from, because it's in the back, I'm pulling it from the back. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa! Hold on. Stop the presses. Holy shit. Thank you so fucking much. All right, wait. HCD app is amazing. Thank you. Derek Waterston, you have a go-to drink for every base spirit? Probably. I never asked that question before. I'm going to catch up to these. Hold on. Yeah, sure. For whiskey, I'm going to say improved whiskey cocktail. For tequila, I'm going to say Paloma. If I'm going with rum, oh boy. At the moment, Jet Pilot. I love Jet Pilots. If I'm going, are there other base spirits? What else is there? That's all of them. For gin, I like a Tom Collins. For vodka soda, honestly, seriously, vodka soda and bitters is what I want. Those are the base spirits. For brandy, I don't know. Anything you would do with whiskey, same thing. Base spirit. When are we getting the next sciencey episode? I'm in the middle of shooting it. It's weed. I was actually just at a lab today, and I was on yesterday, and I was on the phone with them today. We're organizing a thing. We're going to actually go into a laboratory. My husband found a place, thank you, this is from Steph Saugudenfan, selling both kinds of chartreuse online the other day, and sent his parents, I can't read that, a bottle of each to celebrate retirement. They'd kill us if they knew the price. I want to know the price. What did you pay? Thank you, by the way. Thank you. Because, like, I'm thinking, like, well, both kinds of chartreuse, you sent a bottle each. That's still under $200, I think, right? It has to be. Look, chartreuse here is like $65 a bottle, where I'm at. So maybe, I mean, are you talking about aged chartreuses? That's a different situation. How many bottles are you mixing? Stephen James, I believe 500, but we're going to find out. This is grappa. I mean, that seems like a reasonable, $200 for a retirement present seems reasonable, but I mean, they're welcome to kill you for it if they want. Yes, the elixir vegetal, that is an interesting concept. $250 with shipping, okay. $100 pool cover for a small pool? For a large pool? That's a good deal. That's like their job, though. As your in-laws' job is to be outraged whenever you spend money on them. It's just like the rule. I don't expect it to, I mean, it would go cloudy later when we get to some cloudy spirits, but it's not going to go cloudy on its own. Fucking Szechuan River Baijiu. I don't know what a brandy episode would be. Like, am I doing a brandy episode? Like an episode on brandy? That's a good question. That was Old Bay vodka. This is Batavia, Iraq. I helped start an agricole rum distillery to support local coral, whale, and turtle research in Dominica. Where do I send your bottle? Mindworks. I'm going to repeat this 3 times. You get me an email at greg@thisishowtodrink.com. 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 We'll coordinate it over there. That's awesome. Thank you, by the way, so much for the tip. What is this? Plum. Gin-based plum liqueur. Did we put the cowling in? I actually don't think I did. I think I went from Ming River over to Old Bay. Have I done bourbon milk punch? I have done milk punches several times, and I think some of them have involved bourbon. I believe that there is a confusion there, because I think that there's a cocktail that has acquired the name bourbon milk punch, which confuses me. The alcohol is a great name for this as well, I just saw. Okay, next set of bottles. So you know, we're up to 50. That was 50. The deer's head is currently in one of the rooms of my house. We set it up because it was my kid's birthday and she wanted to do a Gravity Falls themed birthday, so I kind of tried to recreate the Mystery Shack. Why isn't it here? It was crowding my style. I hated having to keep answering questions about the fact that I'm not a hunter and it's an antique. And I didn't like it. I'm done with it. Unfortunately, this is going to slightly disorganize my bad organizational system. But I don't think that's going to be the end of the world. We'll survive. We'll survive. We'll survive. Okay. Woo! Hamilton, OFTD from Curiata to make Mai Tais. Hell yeah, man. That's one way to do it. That's for sure. And thank you so much, by the way, Zach. Hey, everybody. Have you heard the word that the bird is the word? I wasn't really a poll. That's a bit too much of a poll. Have you heard the bird? The bird is the word. A neon sign would go crazy. I've thought about a neon sign. I have the CRT in the lab, which is pretty fun. I have thought about a neon sign. I think it would, I don't know. It's one of those things where I might hate it, and then I'll have spent the money, and then I'll get in trouble. Meredith will be mad at me. DJI came out with this new like camera tracker. I want to buy that, Mare, but it's like 500 bucks. You can't stop imagining me with a Stan Pines cosplay. Yeah, a neon sign might clash with the bar, absolutely. But I do think I can put some other stuff up there. I got this phone up here now. I can use it to call the devil. It's connected straight to hell. What are you gonna make the drink in 420? Still waiting to see you come up with it. THC drinks will not be ready for 420, unfortunately. That was like a happy accident anyway, because I was talking about this episode way before 420 was on the horizon. So we're gonna miss that. You bastard. Stupid fucking breather caps. Wet dog. Ah, all over my fucking pants! Ah! I got Baijiu on my pants. These are my new pants, and I like them a lot. No, that better come out. That better come out. Fuck. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got an idea. I'm off the camera. Hold up. Hang on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Morton. Where the hell is it? What the hell? Well, I mean, that's just disturbing. Oh, it's over there. And I just need like a, yeah, sure. This Erlenmeyer will be fine. Oh, man. I'm sure it'll wash out. It's just volatile organic compounds. These are good pants, man. I paid a lot of money. I paid too much for these pants, and I like them. All right, this is Everclear. And I realized it's annoying to have to constantly replace these, so I'm just gonna have a little Everclear to rinse it out with. Fucking A. It's the worst thing that could have been spilled. Pretty close to that. Avocado would be worse. Hi, the Camoose. Oh, I think there's, I missed a couple of super chats. I'm gonna catch up on those, don't worry. Simons, here's a few dollars for the new pants fund. Thank you. You usually watch your VODs at 1.75, so watching it at normal, it's got to be awful. It's got to be awful. For the record, 1.5 speed is the correct speed to watch HDD at. It's the speed at which I edit. I don't have the patience to watch my show in real time. I don't think that will affect our revenue. Fucking Baijiu. The motherfucking Baijiu over there. That closes out the first shelf. Did I miss that comment? Oh, okay, new pants. You started that. Your message wasn't complete. You also got Plantaray 5-year. Hell yeah. That's good stuff. Good stuff for your Mai Tais. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Bottle 60. Exactly right. I don't know. Oh, wait, I want to keep rolling on this. All right, 61. His jersey is going so hard right now. We have to have guests like come on the show, and when they do, like you have to drink the Jersey Turnpike as like a rule. Does Drambuie go bad? Not that I'm aware of. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect at the end of 60 bottles. And I'm not going to touch it because it's actually small enough quantities of each that at this point, if I started taking like a taste, it would throw off the whole thing. Text overlay is just going to say, I give up. Okay, next row. How many bottles deep? We are at 67. One shelf of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more shelves to go. Oh, plus the stuff that's in my kitchen. Don't let me forget the kitchen stuff. This shelf has some stuff on it that doesn't go in here, so that might throw things off a little bit. Okay. And I'm back. What sucks is the stuff that's going to be down by the floor. Oh, I do have. Oh no, it's Ricard. Powerful smells on the Ricard. We're into the absinthe. I'm not gonna, man, I can't make any predictions. What's gonna peek through when it's all said and done? I don't know, because that's a really good question. My guess is gonna be Baijiu and absinthe. Also, I guess so much for skipping doubles because All right, I'll skip that bottle of St. George. Apparently I have 2 open bottles of St. George and 1 closed. I don't know how that happens. It's like an absinthe supply. For me, that's like a lifetime of absinthe. My goth days are behind me. I'm just not drinking absinthe like I used to. A little Hennessy. A little Bisharovka on the rocks. Well, we're going to try and make up cocktails for it. This is like when you do that with your weed grinder. Yeah, so I don't know if you were watching the weed live stream last week or whatever it was, but the numbers I was getting on my analytical tool didn't really jive with the labels at the, like what I was expecting to get. So I found a lab and I just took everything to the lab. And I think that the labels from the dispensary were actually pretty good, maybe. I gotta triple check that, but I think that's what I was seeing just now in my results. And that the issue is the little testing machine, probably. And that's a bad review for them. Yeah, bartender's mat. It's called a Jersey Turnpike, which is obviously the name for this episode. When it becomes an episode. What the hell even is this? Oh, Singani. South America stuff, I think. Somebody asked me what was going to be 69. I don't know. We're up to 77. I keep forgetting to hit record on the close-up and the master shot. An apple brandy. That phone's really destroyed, actually, so don't worry about that phone. And you know, Daddy said I don't need a tariff on cell phones, and so I'm so happy when Daddy said that. So now I thought I was panicking, like, oh God, I gotta buy a new phone because this one's just shattered. Nope. He said no tariffs for you on cell phones. You can wait on that. Now I'm not in a panic to buy a phone, so hooray. We do. Okay. I think that, oh, I should shake this one up. Okay, wait, we gotta do this one again. Greg, I enjoy everything you do. Thank you for getting me through the pandemic. You made your own passion fruits here for the first time. Bring it on, Tiki season. Tiki season is all year round, baby. Oh, I just sprayed Everclear straight onto my bar. Well, thank you so much, and I'm so glad I got you through. But honestly, you got yourself through. You just did it alongside me. We are all getting each other through. Thank you. Thank you for getting me through the pandemic. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do that. That's funny. Ah. Okay. Do I have that over here? Yes, I do. All right. What is the point of anything? It's art, JW. It's art. That's what the point is. Of course, art is dead. Today we have a little adventure. Well, it will become an episode. I'm filming this, so you guys are seeing part of the process. You look tired and low energy today. I am. I'm exhausted. I'm a dad. But we had a lovely time. We were walking in the park. It was a beautiful day. But then I went to a place for lunch that just sucked, it turned out. I was so bummed. Come on, dude. I need something like a little bend on it. See if I can like... Why? Can I like get a hook on this fucker? Wait. All right. So in the sun. So I'm a little tired, yeah. Lunch was so bad at that place. I'm so pissed about it. My life is hard. I had a bad lunch. You know how bad that is to have a bad lunch? Sometimes I wonder about that too. Like is that like an insult? You look tired and low energy, bro. I hope you're okay. Was it genuine or were you going for like a backhanded thing? Sometimes I think the broccoli heads say stuff like that to me. Or like, damn, this show fucking aged this guy. Look at how old he looks now. Like, I've been doing it for 10 years. Literally coming up to my 10th anniversary making this show. It's true. Doing anything for 10 years will make you 10 years older. Hey, Thomas Howard, thank you. I know times are hard, but you're a routine bright spot of my week. I know you've said it's untenable for Meredith to be on set for each episode. Yeah, I definitely think cameos are a possibility. It's not that it's untenable. I just don't want to burden her. Yes, this will be a 100 speed time lapse, if not more. That's the whole point. We're just getting that shot. That is our mission right now. Thank you, by the way. Broccoli head is the Gen Alpha hairline. I think that it's actually passing. Oh, this is cool. This is a bottle of mead, Chardonnay actually, aged in an Amaro barrel. This was made by my friend, and I just have not opened it, but now we're gonna open it. And it was made by him like probably a decade ago. What is on God? What does that mean? On God. Are they the religious kids? I don't know what that means. Oh God. It's like honest to God? Okay. statement of admitting truth. It's like, I swear to God. Okay. Oh, yeah, like swear on my heart, swear on God. Okay, I can see that. That makes sense. That's cool. Yeah, okay, there we go. Started as AAVE, so African American Vernacular English. I like AAVE as like a term. I really love it. We're up to bottle 98, coming up on 100. Time to school Greg in the Gen Z lingo. On That's My Mama. That's on my mama. Oh, I see. That's on my mama. I saw a kid with broccoli hair on top and mullet in the back. That was crazy. That is called a hockey haircut. That kid played hockey, I guarantee it. Or possibly lacrosse. I used to do editing for a place that was like a smaller production company that did a lot of lacrosse stuff. And I remember I was working with a couple of like pro lacrosse players, and I was just kind of conversing with them. Is that, wait, what is that? We don't need that. We've already done that bottle. This is a good one to do. And I was just remarking on the fact, like, I'm surprised so many lacrosse players have like long hair. It seems like with the helmet and stuff, it'd be hot. I would want to have no hair under there. And they were immediately like, oh, wow, bro, it never even occurred to me I have hair. Like, ooh, you gotta have the flow. How are you gonna play lacrosse? You gotta have flow. It's like, it was just like part of the look. You had to have the swooping flow of hair at that time in the world of lacrosse. Bakabsa going in. And like the idea that I was like pointing out that from a practicality standpoint, I don't know if the long hair makes a lot of sense. They were just like, it doesn't matter. Never even occurred to me it didn't make sense. On a scale of 1 to 100, how will this taste? The answer is yeah. Hey, Greg, you bought some phosphates. Oh, you mean like acid phosphate? Or do you mean... Are we talking about commodities here, Mindworks, or? Greg, I'm upside down in the phosphates market. Oh God, what am I gonna do? I don't know what to do about that. As far as phosphates go, you're gonna need to take that shit up with Darcy O'Neill. Go over to Art of Drink. I'm not qualified to answer that question at this moment. Like fountain drinks. Drink them, dude. They sound good. Coobler. Well, there's actually probably already a dash of Fernet in there, but I'm sure more is coming. There will be more. Skibbity toilet. Whew. Anyway, I have a headache. You should gift this bottle and call it blended whiskey. Actually, we're over 100. What happened? It now says 88. Uh-oh. Fuck. Wait. 80. Did I twist the wheel? I hope I didn't. I hope. Maybe it was. I was doing it the wrong way. Maybe it wasn't 100. I was looking at not a 9, but a 6. That would make sense. Meredith, are you in here? I bet you're not. You might be in here. You have so much to live for. I'm trying to make a living. That's the whole point. All right. Now, the name for this is Jersey Sunset. Not Jersey Sunset, Jersey Turnpike. That is the name for this beverage. That was bottle 90. Moving to the next shelf. Oh, hi, Mara. Meredith. I can't hear you because I'm off camera, so you can text me. But am I doing the show right now? Is this what we want? Meredith, tell him about the app. Tell him about the app, Meredith. Plug that shit. Ah! Too many bottles. Oh my God. Oh no, that one almost fell too. What even is this shit? Oh, like weird ass flavored whiskeys and stuff. Cool. Just what the world needed. Okay, that's good for this haul. Oh. You go on down to htdapp.com. There's a link in the description of this here live stream. That is what makes all of this possible. That is what makes all of this happen. Although I deeply appreciate your tips, your tips are super appreciated and really do particularly move the needle on these because like it's just amazing. YouTube ad revenue sucks and ain't doing it for me. It's just like it's no longer possible to sustain the show on YouTube ad revenue alone. And so more and more of the show is happening on Patreon. And if you love the show and you want to see it keep going, consider checking out my Patreon. See if there's something over there that works for you. I bet there is. I bet there's something you're going to like. We got extra content, behind the scenes content, exclusive drinks, of course the HTD app, which makes it, that's our first cream liqueur going in there, which makes it possible for you to use the show. I mean, possible. It makes it better and easier for you to use the show as your own personal cocktail guide when you're entertaining and so on and so forth. We're going to actually ditch this pipette now. There's the Discord, which is going oh God. Yeah, cream liqueurs are not going to go well. That really just pushed us into some bad territory. Oh, it's not your ad blocker, no. Stockton, thanks. Why is ad revenue down? I think shorts is basically the answer. I think shorts. I think that viewership has shifted away a little bit from long-form video towards short-form video. And so viewership is less valuable and less plentiful. Easter and spring cocktails, I think that the obvious ones is the, I think your obvious spring cocktail has got to be a, man, I have a headache. Let me think. Pim's Cup. Pim's Cup is the guy. What even is this? Oh, Blackwell Jamaican rum. This was in the wrong shelf. I put this on my rum shelf. Except if I do, I'm going to hit it again. That's all right. Oh, God. I almost fell over there. This guy. What is tonight's cocktail? Nothing. I don't think I'm going to have a drink at all. I think a last word is a good spring cocktail. Gordon's Cup, I like too. Have we heard this song 30 times? I feel like we have. I don't sound like I've had nothing. I have. That's so weird to me. Some people are often like, this guy's hammered. I'm like, I'm stone cold sober. I'm just jovial and charismatic. Just having a nice time. I don't care if I look stupid. I am probably much more sober than you think I am 99% of the time I make this show. Corpse Survivors and Sunday and zombies for Easter Sunday is awesome. I love that. 95. We're up to bottle 95. Oh boy, coming up on the 100. Oh, man. No cap, for real, on God, I'm just mad corny, bro. That's me. Ah, God. My back is mad old, too. This sucks. Another bottle of the Ming River. Fine, so be it. That. I reserve the right to reject duplicates in this process. About 1 to 2 mils per bottle, otherwise we would run out of space. Any words of wisdom regarding ice stamps? Don't. I mean, like, if you get one for free, great, but my words of wisdom is that it's like, I don't know. I don't need that shit in my life. If Greg was drunk all the time shooting these videos, he'd need several liver transplants. That's fair, yeah. I often tell people I drink less than you think I do, but maybe more than I think I do. I think that's fair. Registered with the fire department. Nah, why? Some of these aren't even flammable. They counteract each other. Shepard, thank you for helping me pursue my dreams of mixology. That's a very, what do you mean you can't tip more? That's an excellent tip. That's extremely generous. Thank you. That's a hot pink tip. I don't know how it looks on your end, but for me, it's alerting me. That one's hot pink. That's a big deal. I think I didn't count that one. Thank you so much. I don't know. I'm bad at processing that when someone's like, you helped me pursue my dreams. I guess the feeling is mutual because I guess this is my dream. I don't know. It's shocking to me that I can have that effect on other people. Thank you. We're making booger bog. That's a new one. Never heard that expression. By the way, this is bottle 99. Whoa. That's a powerful aroma. Apricot liqueur. Bottle 100, Crown Royale salted caramel. It's sealed shut. I got the sprained finger. How many bottles do I estimate I have? Somewhere around 500. It's not really an estimate. I mean, I kind of did a count, but it was a sloppy count. We're up to 101 or 102. I think it's going to be basically brown and maybe murky. Unfortunately, that creamy part of it has curdled badly. I wish that, honestly, I wish I had stopped before we got cream in there, but it's got to be what it is. I reserve the right to filter it. I reserve the right to filter it. Let's put it that way. Would it be worse if you end up liking the cocktails that you do, and so to make them again you have to, well, we're gonna have this bottle. It's like 700, we're gonna have 750 when this is done basically, or something close to it. There's so many flavors mixing in that bottle. Oh, there are. Maybe cream at the end, I don't know. That would require too much organization. Use this decanter as a fundraiser for a charity of choice and have a raffle and give it away for free when you're done with it. If I can do that legally. Filter's gonna help when the citrus hits the cream. When the citrus hits the cream! Am I putting Perca-Colas in there? Nah, we're gonna stick to alcohol. Can't like just open it up forever for everything. I've heard of bartenders using the last bit of liquor in bottles to make drip juice, which was the cheapest shot in the bar, but I can't imagine doing it when you did not have to. But I do have to. I have to make a living on the YouTube. Here on the YouTube. Very nice lady. Oh, God. This is going to be bad for my back. Ah, man. Holy shit. Oh. Centrifuging it? Yeah, that's an option. Whiskey dick. Would you say you have more good or bad? Oh, that's a weird question. I don't know. I don't... More good, because very few things are objectively bad. Subjectively is a different question, but I can't speak, you know. Only interested in objectivity here. Don't worry about hurting your back. You got 30 of them. It'll be okay if you lost one or two. I don't get that. I don't get that, Stockton. I'd love to see you make a Hugo, my favorite spritz, or something with China Martini, if it exists. I'm sure it can be got, but it might. You don't randomly encounter it. I'm sure I've seen that once or twice. And thank you. Next username. Why is Greg mixing everything? Because I'm out of ideas for the show. No, because it's funny. Oh, chiropractors are scam artists. Don't go to one. I don't. My uncle was a chiropractor. I wouldn't let him touch me. No way, man. That's not real. Bone wizards? Fuck that shit. Just go see a masseuse. Bone Wizards goes hard. This drink will cost you to go to the Bone Wizard. Time to add a Patreon tier of Greg Goes to Physical Therapist. Yeah, that's fair. That's real. Oh, orange vermouth. I wonder how this one is. That's cool. How many bottles in so far? 105. Any interest in learning to distill at home? I am. Absolutely. And also to ferment. I've been doing a little bit of both. I would go to a self-proclaimed bone wizard before a chiropractor. I have an X-ray proven displaced disc and a chiropractor fixed it. That's great. I have also a... Ew, what in the hell? There's mud in here. That's not right. I also have a bulging disc. MRI proven! You can't X-ray a disc. It's not made of bone. I got MRIs. And I still wouldn't go to a fucking chiropractor for that shit. Go see a DO. They're chiropractors with medical degrees. Kinda. I actually am very suspicious of going to see a DO at all. Like when you go and they're always really embarrassed about that when you ask them, like, so what do they teach you at the DO school? And they're like, how to align your bones better for a spirit medium to move through them so that you connect with the aether wave at the center of the 9th dimension. Listen, I'm a real doctor too. You have your MD DOs are great doctors. They always say that. That's what everybody tells me. I just don't know why, if that's the case, they all have to go to bone wizard school for a thing that none of them appear to be willing to say that they believe in. That's all. A DO, doctor of ortho something. It's not a. It's a different thing. It's a different. I don't know what it. Doctor or something. Doctorate of ortho. It's because it's not orthopedia. It's not an orthopedist either. Osteopath. Yes, they're osteopaths. Yes. I went to see the osteopath. And on Holy Terra, a fire was kept burning of 10,000 osteopaths a day, screaming into the Aetherverse, by which we are all able to navigate the warp. Yeah, Greg made a 40K reference, of course. This bottle is Mizu Sochu with lemongrass in it. Unless you mean the number, which is 108! Have you ever tried the pineapple plantation? I have. I'm always a little bit, you like it in a daiquiri? Cool, that's awesome. So the thing is, I'm gonna sound like an asshole. I don't care about anecdotes. I care about repeatable, provable, controlled studies. I can't wait for you to take a sip and suddenly be able to hear the number yellow. That's true. Lots of people have anecdotes. That's not reliable. The liquor out of space. You're talking about as the color. I am contaminating the liquors, but to a very small degree. And I've also got a thing of Everclear that I occasionally rinse it out in. I'm not. I mean, like a drop. It's like not gonna matter. I'm not back squeezing on any of these really, so. Oh boy. When not doing mixers, I've been enjoying sipping mezcal. You like Lafroig, yeah. I'm not big on the stuff. Would you ever, I can't do the smoky smoke. It hurts. Anecdote to me are like case studies, and case studies in science are basically the exceptions that prove the rule. Exceptions that prove the rule. That sounds like not science. You know, the world is in a bad place when your favorite YouTube bartender makes more sense than half the U.S. politicians combined. No, that's not, no, that's normal. Bartenders almost always make more sense than politicians. Would you ever consider changing your profile pic? I always thought the Rye Smolder was unbefitting of who you seem to be. You think I can't Rye and Smolder? Come on, man. Back squeezing is illegal in Texas. That's good. They're talking about this stuff getting contaminated. Anyway, whatever. I can't wait for the sequel. Mixing every bitters in my bar. What fun fruit roll-ups will he come up with next? People are too nitpicky. It's science. You're misunderstanding. You use a case study when things shouldn't work the way they do. Basically, anecdotes are the opposite of how things actually work. I still don't understand what you're trying to say. I'm just not following. Greg is the epitome of Rye Smolder. Episode ideas, low ABV summer episode. Yep, low ABV stuff is in the works. ATTB prohibits individuals from producing distilled spirits at home. New Jersey includes penalties for owning or using a still. That is true, Colorado biker. That is true. You should try experimenting with truffle olive oil. Truffles are dumb. I don't like truffle oil. I'm over it. It just gives me headaches again. Realized I had a German-English brain fart when I said displaced disc. It's compressed, not displaced. Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. I was just giving you shit. Would you say rum is the base spirit you have the most bottles of? I don't know. Well, no, it won't be mostly rum because I have mostly not base spirits. So it can't possibly be mostly rum. If there was a base, it might mostly be rum in terms of base spirits. I'm looking at my rum and my tequila shelf. They're comparable. I have 2 shelves of whiskey, but it's currently kind of sparse between them. So maybe it's going to be mostly whiskey. I'm not sure. Holy shit, man, it's tight back there. I can't wait to finish that shelf back there. Prost, yes. This could be your base for Nuka-Cola Black. Nuka Black? No. I do have an episode like where I plan to try to ferment Coca-Cola, and then I plan to distill Coca-Cola. That would be Nuka Black. What to make with Pimm's? It's not a Pimm's cup. Great question. No fucking clue. Happy 420! Trufflemans, interesting. This is a New Jersey Turnpike, yes. That is the name for this. Salted caramel, bird dog flavored whiskey. Ugh, I didn't even need to read the label as soon as I could smell it. No, Jersey Turnpike, that's what this is called. I'm not naming this. Jersey Turnpike is when you take the bartending mat at the end of the shift and drink it. You're worried I'm going to die from alcohol poisoning? Stay safe, bro. Why? I'm not going to get poisoned by mixing this. The THC stuff is in progress. I actually got to a lab and had my shit tested, and I have to compare my notes to what the lab told me. When I do that, I'll have some more information for you. I do know that I'm pretty sure that the T-Check was reporting my homemade flower tincture as being something like 11 or 12 milligrams per milliliter, but the lab told me it was 22 milligrams per milliliter, which would have been fucking nightmare. And to me, that is an absolute, like, I will sue that, like, that is a game breaker as far as that device goes. I have to check my notes to make sure I'm correct on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I just read, because I only had a second to look at it. If that's the case, don't buy that device. You're off by that. That's insane. Have you ever salted proofed a drink? I don't even know what that means. As a person who partakes in left-handed cigarettes. I've never heard that expression. I kind of like it. 800? That's a great stream. Thanks, guys. You know, someone bringing up the fact that there's 800 people watching makes this a really good time for me to tell you about the HTD app. If you go to htd.com, hey, check this out. I can even show it to you. Wait. Nope, I want source one. If you go to htdapp.com, and I don't have the capacity to flip this for you, and I'm sorry. You're going to find the HTD app. It's upside down, and I'm sorry. And you can go in there, and you're going to find, clear all my filters, please. Clear them. Every drink I ever made, and their recipe, and you can add it to your keeper and use this as your own personal cocktail guide. Anytime you see a drink on the show that you want to, be able to make later, you can put it in here and save it. In my faves are right there. You can search by preparation method or ingredients. You can search by tags. You can search by the media I adapted it from. Like if you want my Call of Duty drinks, give it a second. Look, there's the Call of Duty drinks I've made. By the way, I'm going to be making more of those. The new ones will be non-alcoholic. You'll get that at htdapp.com, and you get access by being a member of my Patreon. I think it's a great idea. I think that if you love this show and you want to see me keep being able to make this show, you should absolutely get yourself on over there, see if there's anything that appeals to you. I hope there is. I hope that there's something that you're into enough. If you like the show, I mean, the behind-the-scenes content, the extra drinks, the app, the Discord, which is dope. I think something there has got to be good for you, fan of the show. So, and if it's, like NPR, if it's worth something to you, think about it. Thank you. Thank you. I need it. I can't, the show has to go off the air if the Patreon doesn't work. Thank you. Okay, I'll be back in a second. I gotta get some more bottles. Motherfucker. Old bottle of red wine. What's back there? I already had a bottle of that. What's that? That's new. I'm leaving that. That's just another bottle. Fuck this red wine shit. We don't need this. Do need that. I do need this. I do need this. I need that. And I need this. Oh, wow, that's getting hard. And is that red wine or what is this? It's a bottle of Chablis. We don't need that. Okay. Oh my God. That got awkward. That's the end of the second shelf. Oh. Whew. Okay. Bottle 124 is American Beach Whiskey Island Coconut. Delicious American Beach Whiskey. You got a beer ad? I didn't even know you could do beer ads. I hope you're not offended. Ow, 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 ow. You get the cork pinch. Empirical Doritos liqueur. How many shelves are there? 11. In Germany, beer ads are the norm. Oh, that's an interesting point, right? Because you could be somewhere else. I always forget that America isn't the only part of the world. Rumple! Sat here in the UK in front of a fire in a 700-year-old pub with a big old-fashioned, enjoying jazz in the video. Life doesn't get better than this. Which pub are you in? You're not in Ye Old Chester Cheese, are you? Because I liked that spot when I was there. Don't forget to press the recorder on the bar. Thank you, Shepard. Oh, that's a pre-mixed whiskey Negroni. Let's see here. It's not that surprising everybody forgets when people speak English. Yeah, it's actually funny too, is I remember my freshman year of college, I was talking to this gal from the UK, and I was just really interested in how does a parliament work? You know, explain to me the parliament system. And she was explaining this whole thing to me. And I was like, God, I'm so embarrassed. And then she knew all this stuff about American politics. Now, of course, she was living in America, you know, going to school here. And I was like, I'm so embarrassed that I don't know anything about, you know, parliament and et cetera, at that time anyway. And you know so much about American, you know, politics. And she was like, everybody knows everything about American politics because your politics affect all of us. I was like, don't mind if we do. Thanks for the compliment. Not anymore. Nice hegemony you have here. Shame somebody fucked that up for you. I promise you it was not a compliment. Well, it doesn't have to be a compliment, Peanut Shill. It just is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm complimented. I don't know what to tell you. I'm complimented. You're the most powerful people on the planet. Whatever you say goes. Yeah, you should be complimented. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not cool that we're dicks about it, but yeah, I'm complimented. Fuck yeah. All right. Oh my God. Down here in the pit. Down here in the pit. I need a bottle of you. Oh, that guy's got to get in there. Don't need that. Don't need that. Do you need this? That's the last bottle of Mizzou. Need this. I don't need that. I think I need that. Oh, I do. I think I need this. I do, and I need this. Oh God, fuck my legs! Ay, caramba! Ah! Does anyone know what Greg studies? What do I study? It's an interesting question. Studied? I went to film school. Am I okay? Yeah, I was just in... Thanks, Alexander. I was down there in the pit. Yeah, I went to film school at the School of Visual Arts in New York City. Greg, please don't die. I was more worried about knocking over a shelf. Reg. No one's ever called me Reg. Reg needs a life alert? Come on, man. I'm not that old yet, am I? Greg studies the human condition. Be still my heart. New York City, get a rope. What does that even mean? To be honest, Greg should prioritize international bottles going forward because you can't buy any of that in Canada. From what I've heard about Bourbon and Company, it's gone from niche to avoided. You're not going to be able to get international bottles in the U.S. too. I'm actually thinking just the opposite. I should be prioritizing, ugh, this is gross, like how to make your own things like chartreuse and stuff, because like it's just gonna, we're closing it down, man. It's just not gonna happen. Would you make a cazador with a molasses spiced rum? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what a cazador is off the top of my head. I'm sure it's pretty good. If he survived the Manhattan Matrix, he'll survive this. I've survived a lot of things, guys. Yeah, pace. How about an episode focused on Williams pair? Oh, I don't know what that is. Maybe. Episodes focused on a spirit are really tricky, right? So that's where we talk about Patreon. Because if I have to make content that the purpose of which is to like sustain the show off of ad revenue, I mixed every bottle in my bar and drank it. Because I need to think about appealing to every person on YouTube, period. And I'm including in that people who don't even like alcohol. I have to do that kind of stuff. If you want an expose on pear liqueur, if you want me to be able to do that kind of content, I need to be able to sustain this show without YouTube revenue being a factor. And that's why Patreon is so important. I'm gonna hit cut here for a second. I'm gonna keep talking, I'll be off camera, I gotta do something. Once we get to like a kind of a certain magic number on Patreon, when I can say fuck it to YouTube revenue, then I can, God, I'll be like able to just do whatever on the show, and it'll be I think it'll just be better. It'll just be better for everybody. That said, there is more customers wrong coming. I have a sink here now. The How to Drink sink. My father-in-law and I installed this, and it is one of the greatest things I've ever accomplished, installing this sink. Very happy about the sink. One more Everclear, please. I'm gonna catch up with that. I see I missed a fancy message. I'm gonna call those fancy messages from now on. A super chat. Thanks for going live. Good luck with the cream liqueurs in the Chicago Malort. Thank you. On multiple directions. You didn't make a How to Sync episode on it? No, but I did update the patrons about what was going on with that kind of stuff, because that's behind the scenes content that goes out on Patreon, you know, in various ways. Creme de Violet. Oh, hit play, record. What number are we up to? We are on 136. Have you ever had a rum called Old Monk from India? I have not. Rock Eyes Botanical Liqueur. Actually pretty cool if I recall. I liked this. I think Greg is trying to make the next channel Chemical Weapon to be banned by NATO. Pretty sure NATO doesn't ban chemical weapons. You're thinking of the Geneva Convention. I'm sure that NATO agrees not to use chemical weapons, but... Should we talk politics? No, right? We shouldn't do that. Hey, did I just do the creme de violet? Once is enough. We don't need this. Swirl the bottle. It looks gross. Okay. Does it look better now? Cutting there. Don't forget to add seltzer. Time to swap out that Everclear rinse. You think so? I don't think a little bit of color matters. I just filled it. You know how expensive Everclear is? I wish I had a still. All right. I wish I had like a Rotovap or something. That's expensive. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh fuck. It's just so fucking tight back here. All right, I think we're out of the doom corner a little bit now, though, thankfully. Holy shit. Okay. Back to this. You gotta hit record, buddy. Fuck you. Okay. $5 to try a Cazador. I'll look into it. I'm sorry I don't know what one is. The chaos on the right. Hold on, I could show you that a little bit. Kinda. Give me a second. After this batch, I'll show you what's over there. Yep, this is Eggo Alcoholic Sippin' Cream. That's correct. I would not be upset about that change that Disney made. Eggo Brunch in a Jar, Appalachian Sippin' Cream, 20% ABV. Eggo. See? Oh, well, we're not recording for some reason. That's brilliant. Eggo. I have to now open this bottle. When you have this for a job, you have to buy things like that when you see them. You're just like, I don't know what that's going to be, but I need to have that for the show. Oh, well, I think of Spanish for hunter, cazadore. Ma, get me my sipping cream. Yes, my hands are cramping up, Colorado biker, because I have wimpy hands. I actually performed a feat. I've been doing some dips lately. You know, building back up to getting myself back in shape. Although I've put on a fucking ton of weight in the past 3 weeks. It's embarrassing. Trying to get myself jacked, trying to get yoked. I think that's what the kids say. But, so I like, today though, I was at the playground with my kid. And my kid told me, I was on the ground and she was up on the thing and she told me the floor was lava and I had to get up there quick. And I just like, I muscled my way up there I was so proud of myself. I was like, wow, I can't believe I could climb like that. Like specifically that particular move. There's like a bunch of vertical bars, you know, like on the bridge above me, and I just grabbed it and I was, no legs. Fucking proud of that. All the kids talk about getting yoked for sure. That's what the kids say. Hello, fellow kids. Hi. Putting on weight is just your body preparing to lose some. Wow. Wow, what a healthy... That's an amazing. You watch what's that show? I love that show. So good. Ted Lasso. That scene when they ask Jamie if he wants to be a lion or a panda, and he's like, "Why would I ever want to be anything but Jamie? Why would I want to be a lion?" And they're just like, "I don't think you really." Ted's like, "I don't think you know how healthy that was. That's amazing." It's like, yeah. Greg can probably keep up better than me, and I'm younger than Greg. I don't know about that. I am a real lightweight if we're talking about drinking. Greg and Dokaraya make for an interesting mixo panel. What's the over-under on how many dashes of Ango be needed to make it drinkable? You are in a shape. You are round as a show. Oh, fuck you, Colorado biker. Lasso's great. I really like Lasso. It's a really good show. Very, very good. What do you guys call mixing all the sodas in a soda fountain? When I was a kid growing up, it was called the suicide. Does Greg understand football from Lasso? I understand football is a strong word. I mean, I know it's a game. Why would I hate Lasso? Oh, I love Lasso. How come bottles are unopened? You would think you buy them specifically for episodes. 2 reasons. 1, sometimes I buy them and then I don't film the episode. Sometimes I buy more than I need for the episode. Sometimes brands send me things and I just never get around to checking them out and opening them. Oh, I said I was going to show you guys behind the bar a little bit if I can. Hold on, I got to turn on the house lights for that. Give me a sec. Let's put on the work light. It's going to get fucking bright in here. Ah! Okay. So, can I just like go to camera, standby, pip out, switching to camera 3. Okay, so now you're seeing the close-up. Should still be my voice though. And I will steer the camera on my motion control rig so that you can see what's going on back there a little bit. Where is that? Right. What? Oh, it disconnected. Oh, it's so bright in here now, my brain hurts. A moment, please. All right, tilt. And focus. Other direction. Okay. So behind the bar, and you're just going to barely get to see this, but over here, this is where the bar ends. I've been going back here for bottles. I've been going back here. Hi. I've been going back here, and I'm just finishing. I still have half a shelf at the bottom here, but then I have to get, all of this, which, if I can, goes up and then down to the floor. You can't see because the bar is there. And then if I pan it, other way, come on boys. Uh-oh, now you can see the workshop. Uh-oh, you're seeing too many things now. Okay, so there's an iMac in the way. Hold on, maybe if we hit the slider. Okay, cool, now you can see. Yep. And you can see that there's a lot more. Well, that top one is always empty, but it goes all the way to the floor again. All the way, all the way, all the way. Right? So you can see that there's a lot of booze in here. Back to me. Let's get back to the lighting of the bar because this is just not, this is harsh, man. Oh, so much better. And now I got to realign my close-up. Oh, I didn't realize we were still on the wrong tip. Whatever. Maybe we weren't. Pan. Gotta line this up. tilt up a bit more. There's the spot. And hit the focus. We're almost there. There you go, mama. Okay. Nice stock. Goodness, you ever work cut out for you. Peaty whiskey. No, I'm going to put peaty whiskey in there. I'm going to put everything in there. That's the rules. I do have bottles in the kitchen. That's correct. How do you have those arranged so you can find anything? Well, like their shelves are by base spirit, and I'm standing right here, and I can eyeball most of the stuff. It's less chaotic than it looks, honestly. Putting in the film school knowledge with that camera work. This guy knows how focus works. Check that out. He can focus from here all the way over to there. Do it with a mouse. Yeah, so it's a rig called, I bought this when the pandemic happened. I used to have a crew of people help me make the show, and then we couldn't have all those people in the studio anymore. Did I get the Nocino? I think so. Yeah, because I stopped because I'm going to switch this out. I had to figure out how to make the show solo, and I happened to have a GH5S, which was the camera I had just bought because I thought we were going to start doing location shooting. And so I was like, well, that's the camera I'm making the show on now instead of the Red Dragon Monstro. And then I looked around for like a slider with some motion control stuff, and this is what we've been using ever since. It's a Kessler crane slider with a cine shooter head on it and some other extra bells and whistles. It didn't start out as a cine shooter. That didn't come out until like, you know, halfway into the life of this thing. We started out with like a second shooter Pro or Plus or whatever. And so the whole thing is controlled on this iMac that I have bolted to the bar that is just out of frame, like literally touching it right now, just out of frame. So I can control everything there. And then over here, where I'm talking to you, is a teleprompter. And obviously you're on there, hi. And I put my teleprompter up, my chat up there. How is the former crew doing? I think they're okay. I gotta tell you, I don't know off the top of my head. I think they're all working. Egg go any good? I mean, if you like sweet cream with booze. Ah! I gotta finish this shelf. Oh, man. Finally, the end of that shelf. Hey, vey. Whew. It's either going to be amazing or Malort levels of bad. I'm going with Malort bad. I missed. I honestly don't think it's going to be either amazing or Malort bad. I think all the bad stuff's going to disappear. And I think the idea of it having any goodness, I mean, like, it's just going to be a mess. I don't know, though. It's a weird idea, right? By the way, thank you, Scott. I think it'll be boring. That's what I think, too, Jacob. Yes. Generally speaking, that is basically my expectation. So powerful. Mr. Boston, watermelon schnapps. Like, for instance, why was this not opened? Because we were doing a review of flavored whiskeys, and I got tired. I didn't want to keep going. How often do you still go to New York, and what's your favorite bar there? I barely ever go to New York. I was in New York a few weeks ago to do a banking thing that had to be done in New York. And my favorite bar there, I'm trying to think. I mean, like, what's open still for me? I think PDT is still great. Attaboy, I think Attaboy, for as long as it's open, is going to have a really special place in my heart just because of how important Milk and Honey was to me. Swamp Thing, huh? That is correct, Zach. Yes, there will be... Well, no, not that you didn't put in. No, but like, there will be other ingredients to go with this. Yes, when you make cocktails. Bar recommendations for Portland. Isn't Cannon out there? Cannon. If Cannon is still open. There's got to be some really good tiki bars in Portland, too. Someone just said, how many is that? 148. Another bottle of Mochino. No, the Turnpike is where you exit John Malkovich's mind, actually. Am I allowed to think it'll be good just to be contrarian? You are allowed to do that, Spud. And thank you. Thank you very, very much. Please remember to label that bottle. Well, no, I don't think we'll need to label it. I think it'll be fairly self-explanatory. Don't know what I expected. That's what's on the label. Yeah, it does what it's on the tin. It does what it says on the tin. Is there anything that can make an IPA in milk tolerable? A pilk? A bilk? Why are you putting IPA in milk? I mean, if you don't like that, you don't like that. Why would you? I don't know. That's a weird question. It sounds like you have an obligation to drink IPA in milk and you want to make it tolerable. Just don't. You don't like it. Why? I'm just trying to understand why. I don't get the problem. No one is making you do that. Are you in danger? Just like, type some code or something. Yeah, beer milk is a thing. I done it on the show. It's called horse piss. Bilk is also what it's called. Horse jizz, maybe. What is this malarkey? It is the malarkey! Did you read about the AAA, also known as the Agricultural Adjustment Act? No, but it sounds interesting. Oh, you did comment about it. I haven't had a chance to dive too deep into that yet. I'm sorry, I apologize. I do remember that, though. What are we doing today? Read the description, that's what we're doing. The title. Did I lose a lot of taste in replacing simple by maple in cocktails? Maple will overpower a lot of other flavors, for sure. You're adding another flavor that is potent and is going to do different things. So you might be burying some other flavors, yeah. I think that's for sure real. All right, we're gonna work from the top now because I don't have to do that. Okay. This is great. Now I can stand up. All right, we're into whiskey shelf number 1. Ever heard of, no, I have not heard of that Hawaiian tequila. What's been added so far? I'm not taking notes. I'm on bottle 152. And thank you, Zach. How many pipettes have you gone through? I don't know. Again, I'm not keeping count. You guys ask funny questions. Hawaiian tequila sounds wrong on many levels. I don't know why. You can totally grow agave out there. What's your thoughts on Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell? It was an important part of my childhood. I was pretty obsessed with those movies. Loved them. Fantastic. That's my thoughts. What else am I supposed to say? Will it be possible to test the proof on this? Well, it's going to be probably like 80 proof, Mare. Come on, you should know that. It's going to be, yeah, it'll probably average out to something like 80 proof. No, not really. There's not going to be a very accurate way to test alcohol content on this, to be honest. Do I have a favorite beer or type? I do. Specific beer, I don't know. I just happen to really like Belgian-style ales, doubles. I like those. When I want a beer, that's generally kind of what I want. The other kind of beer I really like is like a Kolsch. So like the two ends of the spectrum there, just like the lightest, crispest kind of ale you can, or lager, I guess Kolsch is lager, you can imagine, and like the heaviest, nappiest, let's go take a sleepy time thing. Am I going to join you for the next movie night in the Discord? So you guys like to do Discord events on Friday nights, and I like to hang out with my wife on Friday nights. And so it's a little bit hard for me to do that kind of stuff. I think that Meredith and I were talking about doing an episode, or something like an episode, of Midnight Local live in the Discord for patrons. So that could happen. Sort of a live watch thing. I know the technology exists. Oh man, so much easier now that I'm not down on the floor for a while. Ow, my elbow. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, boy. Did he just tell us all to go get girlfriends? Yeah, man, go get fucking girlfriends. It's so funny to me, too. I think that, like, what was it that I said? I said something in a video, and, like, I commented on it at Midnight Local, the podcast, which you should totally be into if you're into this, that like people had surprised me because I had said the Anti-Fun Brigade, there's a lot of young people who are members of the Anti-Fun Brigade, and I was a little caught off guard when like right-wingers were like, that's right, I can't say the things I want to say anymore because the Anti-Fun Brigade, so glad. And I was like, oh no, I didn't want to appeal to you. You may make some kind of a little bit of a point there, but your broader point I dislike. But I was actually just saying, like, please, young people, stop, just go get laid. I think the world would be a better place if you were all more busy trying to get laid. The real, did I count those? I didn't. The whole anti-sex Gen A, Gen Z thing kind of creeps me out, man. That's not a good vibe. Whenever that happens historically, fascism's coming right around the corner. You don't want that. It's so funny to me, like no matter what I say, people are going to hear me wrong. I didn't want to appeal to you. I didn't want to not be appealing. That's not what I meant. I meant I didn't want to make an appeal to your sensibilities. I was not trying to, I'm trying to make, maybe that's the wrong turn of phrase. But did I watch The Last of Us? No, and I refuse to play the video game as well. I have no interest in The Last of Us whatsoever. I don't know why, I just don't like it. Make love, not war. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Get your giggly bits out and have some fun. Nah, it's not coming, it's here. I feel like, I mean, no. Like, I will always reject hyperbole. Just always. I think that you're not doing yourself any favors with appeals to hyperbole. Bash the fash. Yeah, I mean, like, if there's real fascists, sure, but, like, at the end of the day, too, if your neighbors are fascists, somehow or another, you're probably going to have to live next door to them. I don't know what to tell you. Unless you have force of arms to make that otherwise possible. Oh man, I haven't seen this bottle in a minute. Glen Fury Driving Whiskey. Oh. So no Last of Us. Favorite video game? Favorite video game? Super Mario Brothers, the first one. No, Fallout. My favorite video game is Fallout. At the moment, I'm playing Kirby and the Lost World. That's kind of cool. Glen Thunder Driving Whiskey. Blue Label's right here. Literally. Oh. Can we ever get another Randy episode? I've thought about it. 100,000 in alcohol in that garage. No. Not even close. Good. That's good about university and people being down for fun. I like that. I like to hear that. I get not wanting to talk politics at work. I don't get denying reality at work. I don't know. Is that directed at me? Maybe, I feel like, okay, if I'm going to defend myself. Somebody said, I said something about like, that's how you get a fascism, and somebody said it's already here. And I said, let's not resort to hyperbole. And maybe you're mishearing me. Fascism, a government by fascists, or an actual, well, let me... Fascists are here. You do not currently live under a totalitarian fascist regime because they have not yet fully consolidated power. So I would not say that you live, quote, under fascism. But I suppose I am being very, very specific and very, very literal at that point. Okay? But fair. But no, I would not deny reality. But it may actually be some other mutation. I don't know if fascist is the most appropriate term. Yeah. I definitely think that there are totalitarian leanings. There's no question about that. I think that, you know, I think their aims are bad. But like, I don't know. I always push back when people are like, these are the worst times in history. I'm like, they're not even close to the worst times in history. Not even close. Things get so much fucking worse, guys. We do come here to avoid political discourse. That's true. But as somebody else pointed out, like, let's not pretend, you know, it's not where we live. You know, reality is real. But I agree. Discourse is lame. I'm not interested. Definitely not the focus of this. The focus of this is... the focus of this is mixing booze. Okay, we are finishing bourbon shelf or whiskey shelf number 1 with these last 3 bottles. What's the worst? Prohibition 2.0. Political discourse at this level is very comfy. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know. Some people, so I made my worst presidents video. Let's talk about it in that context. And Donald Trump, it's not my list. This was the list by the Siena College Institute, whatever, if you haven't seen it, yada, yada. Donald Trump made 3rd worst on the list, and I think they were basing that on his first term alone. And you can look at their methodology and their scoring matrix and stuff like that and what they're basing that on, but nobody really bothers to. It's an interesting process. It's not just like, I don't like him. It's like, well, this. Okay, that's this many points, you know, and like, it's like a thing. Anyway, some people were like, why would you even say that? Why would you offend half of your audience? And I'm just like, well, look, guys, like this, I don't say this, but this is what I think. It's like half of the, let's say it's half. You should be aware that half of the country doesn't like the guy. You should be okay with living next to half of the country who doesn't like the guy. That should be okay. You should be able to, yeah. You know, a lot of people made fun of Biden. I think they were funny jokes, you know? Like, a lot of people there's a lot to dislike about a lot of people that I happen to like. Go for it. I don't give a shit. I think it's really weird that, like, I'm not allowed to piss off half of the country, he says from off camera. I think it's really weird that people here are not allowed to piss off half the country and lose half your audience, but those people are allowed to write off half of the country as, like, subhuman. I think that's a weird double standard, and I don't like that. That's all. It's like a third, whatever, I don't give a shit. I don't care what the number is, it doesn't matter. Being into politics may be less comfortable as strangers in public. Anyway, okay, I'm doing my tequila shelf, here we go. Oh my God! Woo! That was not good. Almost lost all those bottles. I'd have put Jimmy Carter in top 10. I wouldn't. I would say he was a very ineffective president. And that's what they were measuring. Like, that was the thing people were so confused by. Like, why wasn't Andrew Jackson in the bottom 10? I was like, he was a fucking effective president. That's why. Oh, but he did all these atrocities. I'm just like, guys, that's the president that your history teacher in high school chose to tell you about the atrocities about, or perhaps your favorite vlogger, your favorite podcaster. They all did atrocities, all of them. That's normal. That's called power. It's called power. That's not gonna rule anybody out. Carter inherited that economy. I didn't say anything about the economy. There was a comment, somebody was like, what about the Trail of Tears? And I was like, yeah, but every single president prior to, let's say, like, I don't know, Woodrow Wilson probably did genocide on various groups of American Indians. And they're like, wait, what? I don't know about that. And I was like, the fucking Indian Wars that never ended. What are you talking about, man? I was just like, the Trail of Tears. Like, yes, of course. And anyway, so that's my point, though. People think that things are the worst that they've ever been. He didn't have a great presidency. His post-term was phenomenal. I think that's absolutely fair. I think that's absolutely fair. Give me Gitmo, Free Speech Zone, signing statements. Are you talking about George W. Bush being in the, yeah, they ranked him as number 11 for worst. I don't know. I mean, 11 is pretty middling in my opinion anyway. What's the purpose of this infinity bottle? Fun? Just whimsy? I'm mixing every bottle I have, Daniel Brooks. That's what I'm doing. That's what the hell we're doing. Content, thank you. Noodles McGee gets it. Every day I have to get up and figure out how to do things. What I liked was how many of the mediocre presidents from the Simpsons song ended up on the worst list, actually. Yeah, and I think it's because they were heavily weighting a lot of anything that, like, increase. Like, I think it was basically the Civil War threw the curve, basically. Greg putting his money where his mouth is on people should have fun. People should have fun. People should have fun. I think if you're busy having your own fun, it's like really hard to be worried about the fun that other people are having and how it might piss you off. I think that's cool. I think that you should just get busy doing your own fun and stop worrying about someone else's fun and whether or not it offends you. That's what I think. Ow! Oh, I hit my head. Okay, here we go, another stack of tequilas. Can we get a sniff test? Pete and Anisette. Anise. Fun on my internet. Are you up on campaign 3 of Critical Role? Cross of Andrew? St. Andrew's Cross? Why? Scotland? Are they in Scotland? Can I tell you guys something? I don't like watching other people play D&D. I was never actually, I'm not like a fan of Critical Role. I think it's cool that they do what they do. I accidentally name-checked them in an episode and then did some content based off of them. But like, I don't really, and I'm glad people enjoy watching actual plays, but actual plays were not like my jam to consume. It is a Jersey Turnpike. I'm a cook and I find your recipes delicious. Are you self-taught? Oh man, thank you, Ryan. Yes, I am an autodidact. Thank you very much. Because I'm from Scotland. Oh, okay. You just rock that in all your messages. I'm gonna start signing all my statements USA. Just taking the piss. Just taking the piss there. Nope, wrong. Hit the wrong button there. Oh man, that's tight in that cork. I'm imagining Greg's getting a list of compounds he just imbibed, and it just keeps coming and coming. His liver looks on in disbelief. I can't get into actual play vids for TTRPG. I'd rather have someone excitedly tell me a story about their sessions. That's interesting. I will bare my teeth and grin while you excitedly tell me a story about your sessions, but I don't want to hear about it. What are you going to make out of this monstrosity? A sour! Of course. Best way to enjoy D&D? The way you like it? I don't know. On all fours? I'm just trying to, I don't know what kind of a question is that? Yeah, with friends, sure. Gregory, I've been sober for 8 years. What should be my cocktail cherry popper? Nothing. You should stay fucking sober, asshole. Get the fuck off of my show. Go. Jaw, you should not be cherry popping anything. You don't belong here. Stay healthy. Stay safe. You do you. If I had the button to ban you, I'd ban you. I don't have it. Thank you, Rusty. That's fine. I like that, Rusty. I appreciate that. Sobriety can be the best cocktail, absolutely. People are, I love it. I mean, I don't love it. All right, we can talk about Greg in a minute. Give me a second. We'll talk about Greg's background. How many people are watching? 800 people? Hello, 800 people. Oh my God. That's a fucking shape of a bottle. Okay, here we go, here we go. More. These tequila bottles. Always weird shapes. Here we go. Whew! Man, what the hell even is this? Where did this even come from? What is that? I didn't buy this. This must have come in the mail. Somebody sent this to me. Don Ramon. Interesting, with a really corn dog fucking thing on it. Okay, Don Ramon. Sometimes, if you pay attention, and you really pay attention, you may notice that I never make any jokes about alcoholism on the show. Never lean into the, I need a drink. Tony, thank you. 20 bucks to make an old-fashioned out of this? Maybe. It depends on what time I'm wrapping up. I'd still want to play video games with my kids before I go to bed if I have time. It's because I grew up with a severe alcoholic. My dad was drunk. And I come from a long line of alcoholics. And I grew up in bars. And alcoholism was a very serious thing. Alcoholism was a very serious thing. In fact, I was a big nerd in high school. And I did not go to parties and I did not drink. And that's because I was afraid of alcohol. I was afraid I was an alcoholic. I didn't drink at all until after I got out of the Army. Then I drank pretty heavily for a minute. And when people either make jokes about alcoholism in the comments, a lot of times if I see it, I'll can it. Or if people accuse me of not being an alcoholic, I always want to like push back, be like, I'm not. But it's like, I'm not, am too. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna argue with that? Like, well, part of me wants to not to defend myself, but because like, hey, you seem to think that anybody you see drinking is an alcoholic, and I think that that's a really unhealthy way to look at the world, and I think that you should like know more, like you should have a more, nuanced view of things than that. But like, I'm not gonna get into that in a YouTube comment, honestly, and I'm not gonna like be like, I'm not an alcoholic and I can prove it, like I have the receipts. Like, so here's the thing. I'm very lucky that I'm not an alcoholic. I'm very, very lucky because I thought for sure I had the genetics for it. I don't. If I'm addicted to anything, it's ice cream. And I would not be able to do this job if I did. And if you think that someone who is a real alcoholic could do this for a living, you don't know what a real alcoholic looks like. My father, just last year, just before Christmas, in fact, in early December, died of complications due to his lifelong alcohol addiction. And it sucks. He was like a severe multi-substance abuser all while I was growing up. To his infinite credit, what you would call a functional alcoholic, really held his shit together, managed to keep a job basically the whole time. And we are on bottle 204. And so like I know what an alcoholic looks like, Alcoholics can't have rows and rows and rows of shelves of alcohol because it's empty. They have empty bottles, man. That's what an alcoholic is, right? So like my dad, he tapered off at the last years there because he had given himself esophageal cancer that made it really hard for him to swallow, but he was still drinking pretty heavily. He easily was putting away 1.75 liters of tequila a day. When I was a kid growing up, it wasn't that advanced. And like, I remember our DARE officer explaining to us that if you know somebody who drinks more than a 6-pack of beer a week, they might be an alcoholic. And I was like, a week? My dad has like 2 6-packs a day. Handle a day to maintain, guys. And on top of that, he might do a little crystal meth. And on top of that, he was smoking a lot of weed and, whatever else was within reach. So I don't think it's funny, but I do think this. I think that in life, right, like everybody, we're all coping with our own sense of existential dread one way or another. Every minute of every day, everybody is doing some kind of self-medication, Maybe you like a drink now and again. Maybe you like to smoke weed. Maybe you like to ski, or you work out, or you're a gym rat. Or maybe you write novels, or you play video games, or whatever, right? And any one of those things can, in fact, become unhealthy. Some things can become more unhealthy faster than others. Some things people have a genetic predisposition to be unhealthy about. Some people don't. I think that, in essence, everything we're doing is medicine. And it's all medicine that we're administering to ourselves. And you probably shouldn't be judgy about what people are doing in terms of their own personal self-medication. You should probably just like let people go around the sun the way that they are most comfortable. But I don't like to talk about this stuff on the show because it's a little heavy, so we do it in live streams. Alcoholics go to meetings. Yeah. That's a fair show. That's a fair story. That's a fair joke. It's one my dad made. It's a joke I've heard. I don't even know what this is. I got to open it. Anyway. Whoa, Jesus. Wax. Stupid wax things. Yeah, but like, you know, for some people, alcohol is not a thing that they should have. And if you shouldn't have it, then don't. And I would never encourage you to. But if alcohol is something you can enjoy responsibly, please do. You know, billions of people throughout history have. Fucking wax went into the neck of this. And you can be a member of them. There are people whom, and I know this is going to sound crazy to some of you, you may not believe it, who are responsibly enjoying heroin. There are maintenance heroin users out there. They don't make it out, you know, they're very far and few between, but I assure you they exist. You know, I assure you they exist. And that's like with anything. So, and that's fine. That's exactly right, Rusty. So. Should Greg be concerned about? No, I just don't want to. I mean, it's totally safe to consume that wax. It would never hurt you. It would never hurt you. I just think it's gross, he says, as he adds another milliliter of whatever to this shit. Okay. Whew. Okay. Only spirits going in this. Cream liqueurs. Yes, we've done some cream liqueurs. We've done that. What number are we at? We are at 211. 211. The red dye is scarier than the wax. Yeah, but not much scarier. You know, that's another thing that drives me crazy. If the human body was as fragile as the Instagram-based health nuts would have you believe, we never would have managed to like stick around long enough to evolve. Oh, someone's coming in. What's going on?
We need ice cream.
Okay, we need ice cream. Ice cream break for the kiddies. I have several more shelves to go. Oh yeah, I'm combining every bottle I own. Sorry about the... Yeah. You're probably better off over there. My family's here. I'm a functional caffeine addict. Me too, Robert. Oh, I think I did this one, right? It won't hurt to do it again. I might wrap this up when I get to the bottom of this shelf, and then do the rest another day because this is insanely crazy. Bottle count is 214. Why am I doing this? Am I going to raffle it off? No, I'm going to make content with it. I'm going to do an episode on mixing every bottle in my bar. A good episode starts as a title and a thumbnail before it's an episode. I mixed every bottle in my bar. I put 500 bottles of liquor together and I drank them. That's hot shit, man. That's a clicker. That's the kind of garbage I have to make when I'm dependent on YouTube ad revenue. But you can set us all free from this kind of shit if you sign up for my Patreon by using the link in the description or going to htdapp.com. And then I can just make actually good stuff and not have to do this stupid ass shit. Sell out. Yeah, well, sure. Did you hear those other voices in here? They need me to sell out. Did you hear that? They need ice cream, Dad. They need it. Not that I was, you know, a huge Metallica fan anymore. Although, of course, when I was young. I just remember there was like some interview where somebody was, why can't I think of his name? The guy, the guy in Metallica was like, people accuse us of selling out. And I was like, tell him, yeah, man, every seat in the house. It's like, that's right, dude. Obviously, I don't do this shit for my fucking health. John Metallica. Correct, yes, John Metallica. Hetfield, James Hetfield said that. That's right. Pandan Kota. How would you see what it smells like? Now you know I'm a dad. Do I like cats? I like cats. I have a cat. The cat doesn't like me very much for some reason, but... Come on, dude. There we go. This is now one shelf below tequila. What the hell? That's a weird cap. Which is honestly mostly going to be like things that are based in wine. Anything left that might change the color? Oh, absolutely. Tons. You like dogs, Greg? I do. Yeah. I like dogs. Somewhat. I like dogs. I like dogs. How many to go? I don't know. We're not quite half. Oh, no, wait. We're probably like, we're probably about halfway. Do you like tapes and CDs? We have cowling in there. Do you like snakes? I do not particularly. I mean, I have no ill will towards snakes, but they're not a pet I would have. I honestly, as cool as I think birds and reptiles and things are, I think pets that need to live in a cage are terrible pets. I do like bread. This is fun. How long is this going to take you to clean up? What mess? I was going to wipe down the bar. Do you eat horse? I know people do eat horse, Tuller. I have an uncle from Sweden. He eats horse. Do you love lamb? I liked some of Twin Peaks. I watched like, I'm not as into what's his name as I'm supposed to be. I don't think he's that great, honestly. I liked Twin Peaks when I thought it was satire, when I thought he was making fun of those kinds of shows. But then at some point I was like, wait a minute, I think he's not. I think he just likes this. You know, somehow that changed it a little bit because like I thought we were laughing at this together, but now I realize I'm just laughing at you. Yeah, I'm not as big on that guy as, what's his name now? I can't remember his name. I respect him, like, but his films are not my jam. When I was in high school, Lost Highway briefly became my religion. David Lynch, yeah. I'm not big on David Lynch. I think that, like, I don't know. To me, David Lynch, I think David Lynch is a director that makes people feel smart because they can, like, that's what I think his trick is. I think like, oh, you don't like David Lynch? Must not be a real film buff. Oh, I like David Lynch. Like, I think his movies are just there to make people feel smarter than other people. Or something. I thought Blue Velvet was kind of cool. Kinda. I definitely already, well, did I? Yeah, I'm not gonna. We did that, I think. Maybe I didn't open that bottle yet. We've had Puntamez. I haven't had whatever that is yet. Kochi. Cookie. I mean, that's enough of this, right? That's gonna go in there. That's gonna go in there. That's gotta go in there. That's gotta go in there. Holy shit. This thing gets so heavy when you load it. All right, there we go. Drink my first homemade Mai Tai inspired by show, Denizen 8. Thank you. That sounds great. Watch Elephant Man. I've never seen Elephant Man, but I should. I think he made Eraserhead, which is not a good movie, but an important movie for people who want to make movies. That's a nice thought, yes. Do I have a favorite show? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not a big TV guy, but I do have favorite TV shows. TV shows Greg has liked. I haven't revisited it, and bear in mind, I've revisited none of these, so I don't know if I would still like them. Mad Men, I did think Mad Men was quite good in terms of American TV. I really, 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 really like Detectorists. I really, 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 really like Babylon Berlin. Growing up, like I mean, X-Files I liked. I don't know. Sure, I like TV. I don't like any, I don't know if there's anything on right now that I'm into. Oh, I did like The Wire. Yes, I did like The Wire. I also really liked Treme, and I also really liked The Deuce. I pretty much like everything he does. I liked The Plot Against America. I think he's fantastic. I really like Righteous Gemstones. I really like Severance, although I was like kind of let down by the final episode of the last season. I love-hate with, what's that one, the other HBO one, the White Lotus. Honestly, I was pretty bummed, like disappointed with the finale of the most recent season. It's just too predictable. You know, there you go. Baby Billy's Bobby Bunkers, yeah. I was never into MST, MS3, TK, whatever. I never liked it. I don't know why. I just can't stand watching other people watch bad movies. I'm happy to watch bad movies. Are you into philosophy? No, I think philosophy is stupid. Genuinely. I genuinely do. I hate it. BSG, is that Battlestar Galactica? Fucking hate that show. Absolutely hated that show. Did you ever go through a Simpsons era? A Simpsons era? I mean, I grew up with the Simpsons. I grew up with the Simpsons because, like it was, you know, season 1. Like, you know, like my Simpsons era was the era that I would be watching TV when the Simpsons was on as a young person. Are there any animated shows or movies you love? Shows or movies? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Are you into falafel? See, I like falafel. Firefly was the only space series since Voyager. I don't like Firefly or Joss Whedon or anything Joss Whedon touches or does. I just hate all of his sensibilities so much, so much. Everything about Joss Whedon, I just fucking can't stand that guy. And frequently I'll be like, I don't like this. And then I look into, like, you know, it's a thing that everybody likes, and I'll look into, like, well, who was involved? Joss Whedon touched it. That's generally speaking a thing that'll happen to me. Have you read any good books lately? Right now I'm reading Weimar, Germany, Tragedy and Promise. Very cool. That's what I'm reading at the moment. I'm a big fan of Dashiell Hammett. I've read all of Dashiell Hammett's stuff. Doctor Who. No, I hate Doctor Who. I hate it. I respect people who like, I respect it. I like a couple of episodes of the Christopher Eccleston series, but I don't like Doctor Who in general. I never got into the Trailer Park Boys, but I probably could have. I didn't get into the Trailer Park Boys. Okay, so a lot of Maritimers in my family. I spent a lot of time growing up in the Maritimes and going up to the Maritimes. My dad's like Canadian. I actually literally just got my AOR to get me and my kids our Canadian citizenship back because we're a member of a group called Lost Canadians, yada yada. They just declared this law up there unconstitutional, so allegedly we should be able to get our citizenships back. And that show was introduced to me by my dad, who would invariably watch it and try to get me to watch it with him in his just like absolute blackout fucking state. And so I was just like, yeah, it just didn't work for me. Like, you know, it was just like a bad kind of, yeah. I have had some, thank you, Mike. I have enjoyed a few Black Mirrors, like the first season. Am I proud? I think New Jersey is the best state in the country for everything except for the weather. I tried to watch Letterkenny. The first episode was so mean, I couldn't do it. Not Newfies. They're from New Brunswick. We're from New Brunswick. Chatham, which some years ago was renamed Miramichi City, but I don't think anybody calls it Miramichi City. It's just Chatham. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do call it Miramichi City. But not Newcastle. That's them other people on the other side of the river. Did you watch Jersey Shore? No, because I grew up on the Jersey Shore. So I did not watch Jersey Shore. Opinions on Breaking Bad. I never got it. I watched the first season and then I realized, oh, this is television. This is a power fantasy show. I'm not into this at all. St. Johnner, yeah. Fabulous craft beer. I bet New Brunswick does have craft beer. Absolutely. I bet it. Boardwalk Empire, sure, I liked it. I mean, like, basically, I'm pretty basic. Like, I'll watch the HBO drama, generally speaking, that's going on. I liked Boardwalk Empire. I hated the fucking Leftovers. I hated it so much, and I also grew to hate Westworld. I hated both of them because they engage in what I consider to be, like, really just hack writing. I think that if your story is only interesting because you are concealing from the audience extremely basic, fundamental facts about a character, like a protagonist, that is bad writing. I'm sorry, I think that's really bad writing. I get why you would do that. You would do that because you're getting paid big bucks to make a show on a schedule, and you need to convince the producers that, like, you've got some really cool surprises and twists, and so we, like, pretend that this main character isn't this other main character or some version of that. Like, I just think it's like, okay, you actually don't have cool ideas. I'm sorry. Severance kind of made me like TV again. Yes, I agree. It kind of, like, if you read Game of Thrones, the books, the Song of Ice and Fire, it's like in the latest book when he's like, oh, but there's actually another Targaryen, and it's this character that hasn't existed until now. And like, oh, why am I even investing anything in trying to figure out what's going on in this plot if you're just gonna make shit up? Like, you have to abide by the rules you laid out as a writer from the beginning of this. Severance is philosophically heavy? No, it's not. Only if you think it is. Donair sauce? Pizza sticks dipped in Donair sauce? Fuck yeah, Joe. Pizza sticks in Donair sauce with a fucking side of poutine? Fuck yeah. Some motherfucker just thought they were gonna check me. He's like, nah, the guy never doesn't know nothing about the goddamn Maritimes. Fucking right I do. Oh, hi, Greg, says Krusty Cat. I keep pushing the wrong button. You kept... Ben Stiller said it was going to be a comedy. Well, it is a comedy. It's funny. I mean, like, it's a funny show. It's just that it's also got some heavy drama to it. I mean, if you're not laughing watching Severance, I don't know. You're watching it wrong. Donair sauce. Wait, how do you pronounce poutine? Well, I mean, when I grew up, the accent that I grew up around when I was going up to the Miramichi, it was just poutine. Poutine. I've also heard people say poutine with like a heavy French on it, but like my relatives up in there, they sound more Irish than anything else. It's like one of those real specific regional dialects, like accents. I don't know. That's a very Quebecois way to say it. Poutine. Can you put Campari in a daiquiri sometime? That's a cool idea. Pouta. Poutet. Poutin. Quebec. Porting in. Je me souviens. I don't speak French. Sorry. Check that for a little bit. That decanter has filled a lot in that time. It sure has. Sure has. Hi. Thank you. All I really ask of a fiction writer is respect the reality you create. Yes. Respect the reality you create. Here's what I want. Okay, let's hit cut on this. I don't want to see the writer's hands. I don't want to see your hand in the story. I don't want that. I want you to create characters who are governed by real, developed internal motivations and taboos and the things that make people work. I want you to do that. Make them all distinct. Then I want you to set up the rules of a world. Set it up. And then I want you to set them free and let them go where they will go. And if you don't like the ending where those characters would go, do not change that. Go back to the beginning. Change who those characters are or the rules of the setting and write it again until you get to the ending you like. Do not start here, feel yourself going to this ending and decide you don't like that ending and decide to go to that ending because that's a more interesting ending. Never do that. I will fucking find you. Okay? Don't do that. I fucking hate that. Oh my God. I hate that. I like Andor very much. Andor is a cool show. A good example of that. Good examples of that are abounding in the Game of Thrones TV series. Abounding. Off the top of my head, can I come up with an answer for that? I don't know. But every time I sniff it, the writer's hand. The writer wanted a more interesting thing. You see in like the behind the scenes things, or like when people give advice on writing, just do whatever you think is the most interesting thing next. That's a great way to sell a script. It's a bad way to write. I hate it so much. Don't make characters do things they wouldn't do is like another way to say that. An example I will give you always comes from Game of Thrones, which is in like episode 1, season 1 or whatever, and it's really, oh, that battery is dying, that's okay. Right away, it told me, sorry. Right away, it told me what the show was gonna be. It was when Peter Baelish, Littlefinger, said something to like Cersei in the streets of King's Landing, knowledge is power, strongly implying that he knew her secrets and was willing to use them against her. And then she threatened him with her guard and was like, kill him. Oh, wait, no, don't kill him. Blah, blah, blah. And said, oh, no. Power is power, you stupid fuck. Like, well, first off, if you've read the books, you know that Cersei has zero restraint. She would have just killed him. Secondly, you know that Peter Baelish is an actual plotter, an actual mastermind, not a TV or comic book version of one, and would never the whole reason he succeeds is because he never tells anybody what he's doing at all. And that character, an actual genius mastermind, would never do that. Never in a million years would that character tell anybody. But the reason that you do that in a stupid TV show is because the audience needs to be told, this character's the plotter. If you don't know this character's the plotter, you're not going to have a good time watching this show. I don't know why that is, but Winds of Winter is never coming, of course. I'm describing the premise of The Boys. I like The Boys, but what are you talking about, The Boys? Why doesn't he just kill, what's his name? Yeah, it's an interesting question. In Othello, the bad guy only reveals his plot to the audience. That's a good idea. Use a soliloquy, sure. Like, it's just, I hate exposition. Let's never have a character say out loud the thing that character would never say out loud, even if the audience needs to hear somebody say it. Too bad. The audience doesn't get to hear that because that character would never say that. If you really want the audience to have that piece of information, create a different character. Winds of Winter might come out, but no shot the last book is. Show don't tell. I agree. Show don't tell. Anyway, sorry. It pisses me off. And it's an adjacent example. It's not a perfect example. How's it smell so far? I hate when it's fight to the death until someone gets cornered, then they only use non-lethal attacks. I don't like fights. I think fight scenes are stupid. I really do. I genuinely... People are like, aren't you impressed? I remember my friends being like, the choreography is so cool. I'm like, not really. Like, if I pay a choreographer to choreograph something, I expect it to look like a cool dance. I'm not that impressed. Like, nobody's really changing a battery. Like, I don't know. It's like, the special effects are cool. Like, yeah, I fucking paid for it. They better be cool. Somebody's saying 251 is the bottle count we're on. Kung Fu Hustle I never saw. Yeah, okay, so there's an exception, right? Like, you're talking about, well, I can't think of his name now, but like, yes, the appeal there is that actor doing amazing things with his body. That's a totally different thing. That's a totally different thing. Fight scenes work better in animated movies. Movie sword fighting is entertaining, but unrealistic. I'm not entertained by it, and I'm bored by it. I don't think that fight scenes advance the plot, right? Like, they don't really tell me anything about character development. Like, I would prefer murder scenes. You know? Like, that's one of my problems with the Boba Fett show. Boba Fett's not a fighter. He's not. They tell you that all through the original trilogy. He's like he's a skinny dude who doesn't give a shit. He's just like a little wimp with who kills people. He's a murderer. He's not a fighter. He's not a fighter. He will get away from the fight. And then they did the Mandalorian, and everybody's like superhero fighting because it's actually an extension of that cartoon show that I couldn't give a shit about. But just like, isn't a fight scene just a murder? No, a murder scene is I walk behind you and stab you. A murder scene is you get shot through a window and nobody ever sees me. A murder scene is you've been poisoned. That's a murder scene. That's a murder scene. I run you over with my car. There's no back and forth. It's just, it's over. Done. Did you watch Ripley? I don't know what that is. I like fight scenes when people are using powers with consistent rules. Triple R is your favorite thing. I love off-screen clanking, surprisingly good sound effects. Rewatching the first three, the boy acting, directing is bad. Is that it? No, God, no. I'm just taking a breather here. Cool. No. Alien series. I like the first two. Have I seen The Pit? No. I haven't seen Triple R. So Greg doesn't like fight scenes for the sake of them, which is fair. I don't, yeah. And actually, as a result of that, it's a big part of why I didn't like that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I just thought was like really lame. I'm telling you, man, people freaked out about that movie. That movie will be... Edge of Tomorrow was silly fun. It was cool. I didn't even know there was a movie called Ripley. I had no clue. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to be like a future generation's American Beauty, a future generation's Crash. What was the one where the person dies in a car? Like there's like your soul has weight or something like that. Like it is not going to be well. I hated Everything Everywhere All at Once. Oh, there's a Netflix series about Ripley? Anyway. 28 grams. Thank you, Rico Suave. Yeah, that was like, oh, I'm glad it made you cry. I'm very glad. I don't get it at all. I don't understand why it made you cry, but good for you. I'm very happy for you that you had that emotional release related to that film. But I will tell you, I just related this story to my Discord. I dated a girl who told me, oh my God, you have to see this movie. It came out, American Beauty. Nothing has ever spoken to me so hard in my entire life. It is just the most, this movie, you have to see this movie. You will understand me. You will the whole universe. I've never seen anything that laid out my own perspective, my own experience so well. And it just like, she like laid into this so heavy, and I watched it and I was like, that? I think it doomed the relationship. And I would imagine now that she's embarrassed by that statement. And maybe someday you will be too. I don't know. I sound like a dick. I'm being kind of a dick. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. That's vinegar. No, that's nothing. Oh, can't do that one. Well, we already just, I think we just grabbed one of those, didn't we? Yeah? Yes, I don't need two of them. I do need that. And are these the same? Nope. Ah. Battlefield Earth. That's a great piece of cinema. Dead Poets was your world shifter. The plastic bag. Oh God, the plastic bag. The most beautiful thing in the world. Best bad movie. Interesting question. Oh, I have to power that back up, don't I? Oh, have we been rolling on that the whole time? Probably. I have yet to make it through Hateful Eight. I have to be in the right space for that one. I kind of fell asleep trying to watch it. Starship Troopers. I wish everybody like got mad at me for not liking it, even said it wasn't made for someone like you, and they're surprised the movie not made for me wasn't well received by me. Yeah, I hear you on that. That's a fair point. I think that's a really fair point. I have yet to see Showgirls. I want to because I really like Paul Verhoeven. Oops. Troll 2, I don't know. What's a bad movie that's so bad it's good? I don't know. I don't think that those are bad movies then. I think if you're enjoying watching them, they're great. I now, my film, the stuff that I'm consuming is degenerated. I only now watch things on this streaming channel called Night Flight Plus, and it's all just like schlock, horror, Italian horror, weird, erotic horror. Just like, I'm just trying to recreate the experience of watching like Cinemax at 2 in the morning and not knowing what the fuck you were gonna run into. That is my goal with movies anymore, and I'm having a great time with it. I'm having a great time with it. I like Mel Brooks. I grew up obviously loving Mel Brooks. I think when I was a kid, one of my favorite, I don't think Buckaroo Banzai is my favorite bad movie at all. I kind of think it's a boring movie, actually. Shout Factory. I've played around with Shout Factory. I like Night Flight much more. I have seen the Ernest movies. Of course, I grew up with them. Big Trouble in Little China is not a bad movie. It's an incredible movie. You're crazy. So I think that Mel Brooks has made two truly kind of timeless movies, in my opinion. Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles. And Crazy, he made them both in the same year. And then I think he made a lot of movies that were of their time and very funny in that moment, but that like, you know, like growing up, I think High Anxiety was one of my favorite movies when I was a young person, when I was very young. Too young to get most of the jokes. But yeah, like I don't particularly love History of the World, Part 1. I don't think it's incredible, but. Oh my God. Ooh, anxiety. Yeah. And it's not even that I think his movies aren't funny. I think that they are funny. I think his comedies still hold up better than a lot of others. It's just that, like, who cares about making fun of Hitchcock movies? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't want movies that are designed to make the audience feel smart. It pisses me off. I love Gallo. The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward was interesting. I love Gallo too, and I don't know that I could tell you one from the next. I just love them. I just watch them. Half the reason I'm watching them is for the soundtrack by Goblin. Holy shit. You don't get Severance. Okay, that's fine. I like Severance, but I was a little bummed by the final episode of this season. I mean, honestly, no, I was bummed by the whole season. Let me tell you what I don't like about Severance, and this is going to involve spoilers, so if you don't want to hear them, don't hear them. 1, 2, 3, spoilers. I feel like a lot of nothing happened in season 2, and I think part of it might be because they got signed for 3 seasons. I think that season 1 was kind of a masterpiece, and so they were a little bit set up for failure. I really do not like that Cobell invented Severance, and I'm hoping that there's like more there before this is done to like alter what we think we learned there. I hope, because I think that that's just too tidy, and it makes the world smaller, and I don't like it. See, I'm not interested in Harmony Cobell's beginning arc at all. I don't like it. What if the big reveal is nothing happened? Oh, any movie with a Goblin soundtrack is 20% better for it. 100%, 100%. I appreciate that even when Greg has harsh, unpopular. Well, yeah, of course. I don't give a shit what you think about stuff, but I hope that my opinions. I'm always baffled when people are like, Greg didn't like this. I am personally offended. I'm like, you need an identity that is not so tied to your personal media. Like you need to do some personal development. Like the fact that I don't like One Piece is not an attack on you. I just think anime is lame and stupid. You know, like. What are your thoughts on extensive, complex world building in shows and movies? Smoke movie got them. I mean, like if you have some reason for it, sure. I don't know. I think that if it's a trap. This is what I think. I think, you're gonna have to do a lot of exposition. That's not good because exposition is always bad. So I say good luck with that. Yeah, I mean, is there anime that I've enjoyed? Sure, but it's usually made by Miyazaki. I'm not a fan of, what do you call it? I'm not a fan at all of, I can't think right now, shonen. Anything that like even touches on shonen, I'm gonna have a really hard time watching. A big problem with anime for me is, and I was like, my kid wants to be a writer and she's 7 and I'm trying to help her she's 8, I'm trying to get her good habits now. She's like writing plays and screenplays all the time. She wants to write novels. She keeps asking me how she can get published, which I love. And I'm like, dude, here's the thing you should know. Real people don't talk about their feelings. The only people who talk about their feelings, and people are like, whoa, Greg's got some toxic problems there. No, like, let me rephrase that. If you are writing and you feel the need for a character to declare their feelings, because the only reason, and the reason is so the audience knows you have done a bad job. You have done a bad job. You know? No, I'm not. I think I cry all the time, CC. I cry at birds, just birds. It's a weird thing. When the right bird's flying, I will cry like a baby. We call it Dad Gets the Bird Cries. We don't know what it is. It's weird. But like, if you have written yourself into a position where I now need to tell what this character is feeling to the audience, like, no way, man. They should know that, and you should respect your audience to know that, and you should be writing well enough that you can't just make characters say what they're feeling. That makes me angry. Yes, I love that. What is that from? It's true. The Tony Soprano. Oh, God, yeah. I never got into The Sopranos. I watched the first episode recently because I never got into it. And My Paper Totoro is a great movie to watch. I got into it, and I tried to get into it, and I was like, I watched the first episode, and I was like, I get it. This was a lovely independent film, this pilot, and I don't see a reason to stay with more of this. It's just going to be more of this. I don't care. So I checked out on it. I think it was one of those things where you kind of had to be there. I was busy repossessing cars in Atlantic City while The Sopranos was on, and it felt a little too close to home. So I just never got into it. And now I can't get into it, okay? How you like that, Mapples? Are we done with this whole rack? Okay. Ugh. You cried at The Right Stuff. That's interesting. I haven't really watched The Right Stuff. It was like kind of on in the background when I was a kid occasionally, but I never really watched it. My parents, dude, and that's what I hate the word prestige TV, because it's just a way of branding soap operas so that we can convince people, men and people with college educations, to watch soap operas, because that's all prestige TV is. It's a soap opera. It's a soap opera. I hate it. Good branding, though. The golden age of TV was prime. There's a documentary, I fucking loved it, and it was called The Golden Age of TV, or it was about the golden age of TV, and they were kind of talking about how, like, we're living in the new golden age of television, and they had, like, you know, you shoot these documentaries, you have your interviews, and you edit them across 4 episodes or whatever, and they had Norman Lear, and they were asking about his career, and they were asking him, you know, he was weighing in a lot, because, I mean, Norman Lear, if you know, is Norman fucking Lear. And like finally, like they asked everybody at the end of it, you know, the final question in the whole series was, why do you think we are now in a golden age of television? What do you think makes this the new golden age of television? And I don't know that Norman Lear gave the answer they wanted, because they put it over the credits, if I'm remembering correctly. But he was like, golden age? What are you talking about, golden age? Because things are longer? Because people don't know how to edit? Because nobody has economy of scene work or screenwriting? Just like talking and talking and talking. You know, you can tell a whole story in 60 minutes. What the hell do you need 120 hours of The Sopranos for? It's longer. It's not better. It's sloppy. I get to drink this concoction. I'm a very lucky boy. We need a cinematic universe for everything. Yeah, because everybody's an otaku. Perfect Norman Lear answer. Yeah, and Norman Lear is a cool fucking dude, man. I really like Norman Lear. Oh my God, I still have, did I get that one? I did, right? Yeah, I reached it. We are on bottle 275. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more shelves to go, and it is 7:55, which means my kids are getting close to bedtime. I think I'm going to wrap it up here, guys, pretty soon. Give me 1 second. I'm not going to walk away. I'm not going to just rip it up, but I will finish this in another live stream. So regarding television and movies, I do have strong opinions if you press me on them, but I will never fault you for yours. Some people will say, but you're judging me for my opinions. I'm like, yeah, of course I am. And so are you. You're judging me for my opinions. We're all judging each other. The important thing is that we not act on the way that we're judging each other. That's how society works. I'm allowed to judge you in my own head any way I want, and so are you, but we shouldn't act upon it. I can't help that. Peacemaker was surprisingly good. Greg, is your dipping arm tired? Maybe a little. I got strong dipping arms. The only appropriate movie for a man to cry at, usually any movie, because I'm crying is cool and it's fine. Yeah, of course, I agree with that, Toast, yes. Have you met any big directors? Yep. I met Sidney Lumet. I met Scorsese. That's 2 big ones. I'm sure I've met a few others. And like met, not like just like, you know, asked something at a Q&A. Physically, who was the largest? The largest famous person I ever was in the same room as is, oh God, what's his name? Vince Vaughn. He is massive. It is outrageous how large Vince Vaughn is. I swear to God, he might be 8 feet tall. No, the largest famous person I ever met, I revise this, was George Foreman. George Foreman is the largest human the universe is capable of containing, actually. He's 6'6", sure, but like, he's not just 6'6". Vince Vaughn is huge. He's huge. Never met Alec Baldwin, no. Invincible Vaughn. George Fiveman, yes. Well, with his kids, he is George Fiveman. Sixman. Shaq must have been a massive, massive dude. Shaq must have been massive. Must be massive. He's with us. Yeah, George. George, the thing is, like, he wasn't just taller than me, he was wider than I am tall. His shoulders, I swear to God, his shoulders seemed like they were 6 feet wide. And when he shook my hand, it's like, you ever shake hands with a baby? You know? It was, no, Shaq dead. I don't think so. I think Shaq's alive. Like, this would be my hand, and this was what it was like. I'm serious. This was what, not an exaggeration. My entire hand just disappeared in there. Who's the biggest famous person, biggest haired famous person I ever met? Weird Al has big hair. Yeah. Biggest haired famous person I've ever met. Do wigs count? Because I've known a drag queen or two. He's referring to Shaq shaking Trump's hand. Was anybody notably a dick? No. I've never met a famous person who was a dick. I did have I shared, oh God, I shared a taxi in London with a very, 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 very famous music producer and his wife. And he is the nicest person in the universe, and I will not speak their names now. But on that day, he was a dick. And it was the most uncomfortable taxi ride in my fucking life. And I don't think he meant to be a dick. I think that he thought that the driver was being a dick, and so he became a dick in kind, but I think it was more of a language barrier thing. Anyway, it was, oh no, it was not David Guetta. Way before David Guetta, way before. Think like 70s, 80s. Name names, no way, man. But yeah, I don't think that there was anybody who I've met who was just a dick. Not Geffen. I don't know that I know any famous voice actors, actually. At least not, it was Phil Spector, yeah. He's a super cool guy. Oh, got told off by Ian Anderson? That's a bummer. I like Ian Anderson, I thought. Did you like Gold Diggers, Cyrix? Alan Parsons. Did you like that? Are there any, I'm trying to think if there was other famous people who just sucked that I worked. So, I mean, I briefly met a lot of like famous musicians because I used to be a stagehand doing shows in Atlantic City, briefly, and everybody was super cool, honestly. I can't think of anybody that was like just a dick to work with. Actors-wise, I can't think of any actor I ever met that was a dick. But like, you know, I guess it does happen. Who was the worst musician? Like the worst music? Or do you mean like just the nastiest? I'll tell you what, I was on an improv team with a comic whom is now kind of famous. Maybe even big time famous. And he was a dick. He was a huge dick. We did not get along. We did not get along. We disliked each other a lot. Just music quality? I don't know. Have you met anyone famous who smelled funny? Weird. No, I don't. That's such a strange question. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, I mean, there's definitely musicians' music I wasn't that into, but what are my top 3 bands? So we're talking, I guess, specifically rock bands. Does 9 Inch Nails count? I listened to a lot of 9 Inch Nails and White Zombie as a kid. A lot. Dead Kennedys. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. 3 artistes. Ugh. That's a hard one. I'm passing on that one. I don't know. Misfits, not really, not a big Misfits fan. How did you meet Mrs. HTD? That's a cool story. We can talk about that. We met many times. I think it was Kismet. So we grew up in the same town, actually. Went to the same high school, but I didn't know her in high school. She knew of me in high school because I was a very loud, very obnoxious person who commanded a lot of attention, and also I was older than her. And so, you know, you couldn't have gone to high school with me without having some awareness of me because I've made sure you did. Shocking. Yeah, fair. How do you feel about Steely Dan? I don't have any feelings about Steely Dan. But so we had actually met several times. The cyberpunk room is over there. It's being used. It just has not really been featured in big episodes so much yet, but I'm banking a lot of footage that will eventually make it to episodes from over there. It's just different kinds of content. Anyway, and so we met many times, but the time that we met was at a friend's party, and I guess I was like 23, something like that, probably. We played Cranium, and we kind of hit it off. I thought she was pretty cute, and I thought, man, this girl's really like letting me talk a lot. Let me see something here. And I just started telling her the entire backstory of Warhammer 40,000, and I thought, if this girl just like lets me keep doing this, I'm pretty sure she's into me. I'm pretty sure like there's absolutely no possible reason to put up with this shit. There's no way she's into this, but she's just gonna let me keep talking. She must be into me. I was correct. And then my friend's birthday party down on the shore. It's a hell of a gambit, I guess. I mean, nothing ventured, nothing lost, right? We hung out at the nightclub on the boardwalk there in Point and made out. And then I asked her out on a date, and we walked around Central Park, and that's how I met her. Turned out I was real into her. I think it was Martell's. I think it was Martell's. Or the other one, whatever the other one was is over there. Jenks? No, I think it was Martell's. Yeah. So yeah, like I was way more into her than I wanted to be. I was like, fuck, I'm really into this chick. Like I thought I was just like dating. And I was worried she was just dating. So like, you know, date 2 or 3, I was like, listen, I'm gonna be your boyfriend. Okay? I just want to make it like very clear. I am your boyfriend or I'm not. That's what we're doing. And I think she was a little taken aback by that, but chicks like decisive action, fellas. They like that. How did you feel about the Ally McBeal dancing baby? I had no feelings about it at all. I don't think I've ever seen an episode of Ally McBeal, actually. I haven't played Warhammer 40,000 since like 4th edition. 4th edition. I hate the Horus Heresy. I don't think they should have ever written the Horus Heresy. I think that writing that all down ruins it. I think that keeping it all foggy and weird is better. Oh man. I'm so glad that you are into Fallout as a result. Cool. Ryan Sinclair, thank you. I like the Fallout show. I like it. It's pretty cool. I don't think it's perfect, but I like it. I enjoyed it. An incredible Reddit post yesterday from a guy named made a King of the Hill version of Warhammer 40k minimum. That's awesome. Yeah, Ally McBeal Dancing Baby. That's like a real throwback, right? Fallout world building is chef's kiss. Okay. Fallout show's pretty good. I agree. Drinking movie. Freaks. I've never seen Freaks. I'm not really into that kind of like creature effects generally, so I have kind of avoided it. It feels like a movie I'm not going to be into, but I guess I should give it a shot at some point. The Dancing Baby was a tutorial asset for 3D Studio Max. That's wild. Might be the first internet meme. Maybe. That's an interesting thought. Atomfall? No. I don't want more things that are like Fallout. I want more Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. I don't want more Fallout adjacent things. I want more of being 15 or 16 years old and being into Fallout. Meredith says, I've seen it. I've seen Freaks. What have I seen? Freaks! No, Freaks, the pre-code movie. I thought you were talking about Freaked, the Alex Winter movie from the early 90s with the creature effects. I love Freaks. We did it on the podcast. Oh, thank you, John. That's great. Become a patron. All of you should become a patron. Yeah. For some reason, I thought you were talking about Freaked, the Alex Winter film about mutants. Ever played the Total War games? Maybe I did at one point. I don't know. You prefer Fallout 2 to the FPS game? Wow, that's amazing. What's your favorite D&D class? Rogue, Thief. I like playing thieves. Or just fighters. I play a lot of fighters too. Fallout is a setting, not a storytelling style? I don't get what that means. But Atomfall is Fallout-ish, right? It's not part of Fallout, whatever. What about BioShock? I liked BioShock. Yeah, BioShock was cool. People ask me sometimes to do the BioShock things. Do you prefer more grounded characters, or do you like getting weird with your character design? I like really grounded characters. Really grounded characters. I like functionally broken characters. I was in a couple of sessions of somebody else's Cyberpunk actual play. It didn't work out, but I made a character who was a Ripper Doc. He's a doctor, which means he heals everybody in combat, enemies and friends alike, without regard to what's going on around him. I refused to carry a gun, but nobody else knew that. I carried a gun, but it had no ammunition in it. And I put a lot of points in playing guitar because, like, he wanted to become a guitar. He wanted to be like a musician, but he didn't really know how. Like, so I make characters that are fully fledged people who are statistically broken. That's the way I like to play games, generally speaking. So I like very grounded characters, usually. Are you Jack Black in a Tyler Durden sort of situation? Might be. No, I'm not. I love building characters and roleplay, not just for combat like that. Yeah. I like, I don't know. I'm not interested in like character advancement, stat building, or anything like that. Like those days were behind me. That was all very important, and like the power fantasy of it was very fun for me at one time. Now I just kind of play improv, but like drama. I don't know. Like I don't play it in forever, so it doesn't matter. Retro future look. Yeah, like the retro future part of Fallout is not really the important part to me, in fairness. And in fact, when you play the first two games, I don't think it's super duper apparent. just because of like the graphics of the game and stuff like that. So, I can't not multi-class. Oh, that's weird. I'm from AD&D, and in AD&D, multi-classing was the kiss of death. There was absolutely no reason to multi-class ever. You were just destroying your character. So I like never multi-class or anything. I just play the class that I'm playing. Nah, that's it. The thing I always like to tell people when I play video games, do I play on easy? No, I don't. I don't. I have a dead amygdala because I grew up playing video games in the early 90s. Like the nerve endings that derive pleasure from video games are all just fried out and dead. And if the game is not extremely difficult, like I derive almost zero satisfaction from playing the game. But it can't be like just difficult and bad. Like a good example was I got really into Hades for a little while there. Hades. Actually, I think of Fallout. I think of Fallout being a perfect example of that, like where I would just reload the same fight again and again and again and again and again and again. Back then, playing on normal difficulty was fucking hard. Like normal difficulty was hard, right? So, no, see, like Super Ghouls and Goblins is not enjoyable at all because it's a bad game. It's hard because it's bad. Like it's a fine line. It's a fine line. Do you like dying, son? Yeah, it's cool. I played through I got out of Hades 2 or 3 times, and then I kind of lost interest. So that was enough. That was enough. As a D&D, like my favorite word when I'm dungeon mastering is no. I'm very restrictive. I used to play Magic the Gathering, but I haven't played in forever, and it's actually a funny story. My kid wanted to get into it a little bit, and I thought we would have fun with it together, and I went to the nerd store to buy a couple of pre-made decks, and I was like, what's going on? There was all 4 people at a table playing Magic, and I was like, can we get a couple of like, you know, starter decks, like pre-gen theme decks or whatever? And the guy was like, you gotta go talk to the Magic guy, because I don't even know about that. And the Magic guy was like much younger than me, and he was like, I don't think that they make those kinds of decks anymore, standard decks. I think everything is pretty much now commander decks. And I was like, what is that? And I was like, oh, this is, I don't even want to learn this. This is like a nightmare. And he's like, oh wow, okay. So you just want like standard, huh? When was the last time you played? And I told him, like, I think probably the last deck I had was when Mirrodin was out. And he was like, oh wow, that's old, that's real old. And I was relaying this to my friend Mike. I was like, this is the first time I've ever felt old. Like, the dude was looking at me as if I was like a classic car. Like when you walk around like at a car show and you say, that's fucking cool. The guy had that look in his eyes. I was like, I don't like that. And I told this to my friend who's like much more into that shit than me. He's like, and by the way, Greg, there's no fucking way he thought you meant Mirrodin when it came out the first time. There's no way that that dude thought you were talking about an expansion set that came out 10 years before he was born. I was like, oh, there was a re-release? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. So, yeah, very old. Limited draft. I always like blind. I feel like draft, I had to be too smart to play draft. I was never very good at anything. There are standard decks, but they're hard to get. But I like, I always like doing blind build tournaments. Those are the most fun. I don't think there is a next D&D movie, but I'll be in it if they want me to be. I bet hubby has your decks. I don't think he's gotten new to cards in 20, probably. Revised or 4th, okay, yeah. There are new standards here and there, yep. Wait a moment, he does live streams! Yeah, I do live streams. I'm reading Neuromancer, but as a dyslexic struggling with his prose, I don't know. What's weird about his prose? I never realized he had strange prose. I feel like he has very, very straightforward prose. Interesting. I don't think I can assist you on that one, Peter Smith. I'm sorry. You know what right now I'm doing? My kid is 8, and I'm reading to her The Hobbit, and she is fucking into it, and it's awesome. I am super into this. You got a French copy of the Necronomicon, I fear, cracking open. Gibson is great. I really liked The Peripheral, and I guess we're never going to get more of that show. That show was pretty fun. I liked it. I was interested in what was going on there. There should be a card game for HTD. Huh. Interesting idea. A League of Gentlemen or Inside Number 9. No, I have not. Bought the girl. I like the Evan Star. Oh, you bought the girl. You like the Evan Star from Lord of the Rings. What's your favorite D&D character build you've done? Build? I don't know. Honestly, like the last D&D character I played was in 4th edition, and I played He-Man, and that was fun. I just played... So I built a barbarian who was a barbarian, but his prime stat was wisdom, which did not help him do anything barbarian-y. He just happened to be a barbarian from the tribes of barbarians, and he was wise. But he was still a barbarian. Can you read us, The Hobbit? Mayhaps. I just finished reading some philosophy, which I know Greg loves. Yep, I love it. I love philosophy. I mean, how much philosophy do you need? What are you doing? Yeah, my philosophy is that sunsets are awesome. The air is fresh. Feels good on your skin. Your body's covered in cool dangly bits that are a party. Laughing is good. You know, like, what do you need more than that? I should really not rage. This is not going to solve any of these problems, but rage. Nah, he was like real on realpolitik. Rage would solve a lot of his problems for him. No. You're reading Camus, absurd. Yeah, I know Camus. I've read Camus. We've all been to high school, Matthew Forget. You have to be a bit philosophical to be a good bartender. Philosophy exists to convince rich people to have empathy. Whoa! Oh, shit! That's awesome. If you had to make a cocktail for the dancing baby, what cocktail would you make for it? I wouldn't. I don't know. If I sat at your bar and asked to get blackout drunk fast, what were you pouring me? I'm going to pour you a cab. I'm going to tell you to get out of here. You sound like you're not in a good state to drink. Have a glass. I'm going to give you a soda and bitters and ask you what's going on, and then I'm going to call a cab for you. Is political theory philosophy? So, if you want to get technical, anything that isn't science is philosophy. And in fact, they used to call science natural philosophy, and when they developed the scientific method, they stopped calling it natural philosophy. And as we learned more and more things that we could actually apply the scientific method to, they took them out of the sphere of biological philosophy and physical philosophy, and they started calling them physics, biology, and like the sciences. They came from that, right? So the scientific method, and this is how it was explained to me growing up in high school, ate away at a lot of the need for philosophy. Philosophy is like kind of guessing based on like observations, but once you figure out how to do like educated observations, you don't really do philosophy on that anymore. And the only stuff left for philosophy to cover is like the metaphysical and things you can't measure. There you go. And that's why, like, if you could share a drink with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be? I only get to pick one person. I don't know. Billy Wilder. No. Yeah, Billy Wilder. No, I never worked behind a bar. Philosophy, isn't that also the subject logic ladders onto, like pre-law? I don't know, maybe. If you had to make a drink for Descartes, what would it be? I don't know. I don't know. I like dumb philosophy, like is a hot dog that's not philosophy, that's topology. Is a hot dog a sandwich is the problem of is a hole a tunnel. That's topology, or topology. Tautology. No, a tautology is a thing that's true because you say it is. That's what it's topology, I'm sure of it. It's semantics? Sure, it's semantics. No, I never finished Valhalla. All tunnels are holes, but not all holes are tunnels. Topology is mapping. No, that's topography. Hold on a second. Guys, I might be wrong. They're very similar words, but I'm pretty sure topology. Topology studies properties of spaces that are invariant under any continuous deformation. It is sometimes called rubber sheet geometry because the objects can be stretched and contracted like rubber but cannot be broken. For example, a square can be deformed into a circle without breaking it, but a figure eight cannot. Topology gets into the question of weird shit. And is a hot dog a sandwich is topology. Topography is maps. Tautology, a tautology, T-A-U, this is fun. Tautology, what's the definition there? It's a thing, is, a tautology is a statement that's true in every scenario. No, I don't think that's, a tautology is a statement that's true in the real world but doesn't say anything interesting. Okay, it's true in all circumstances. If knowing, I don't know, I'm looking for examples of a tautology. But yeah. Well, okay, so topography, if you want, cartography is map making. Topography is mapping of topograph. There must be some specific difference defined. It's elevations, right? What is topography? Topography is the study of the physical features of the land's surface, including the shape, elevation, and layout. There you go. Whew! Ha! I'll prove that point. Is intelligent life out there? Depends on how you define intelligent, also how you define life, also depends on how you define out there, also depends on how you define is. Oh, I know, I disagree. I think the hot dog sandwich thing is a topology problem because it's about when does two pieces of bread, how deep does the crevice between them have to be before it becomes a, I'm trying to find a straw so I can do this example, before it becomes a, what do you call it, two pieces of bread. How deep does the cleavage between two pieces of a bun have to be before it's a sandwich, right? That's a topology thing. So here's, do I have a knife even? I have no tools. You see the tools I have to work with? This is a nightmare. I'm trying to find anything. Okay, so here we go. Okay, topology. Is this a bowl? Is this a bowl? Is this a bowl? That's a bowl. Okay, right? We can call that a bowl, I think. Is this a bowl? Why? Why isn't this a bowl? When does this not, when did this stop being a bowl? Right? It's like the classic example is like you take a straw and you ask, does the straw have a hole in it? You know, like, what is it? Like, is this an opening? Right? Like, anyway. Not topology? I'm pretty sure it is, but I could be wrong. That's how it was explained to me. Is there a hole in a straw? How many holes are there in a straw? Yes. Is it that's the question. Is it a single hole or is it two holes? Or does it have no holes? Anyway. Why is a pipe called a bowl when you smoke weed? Well, if you're smoking, because the part of the pipe is a bowl. That's why. A straw is a long cylinder. Yeah, you're right, Paul. Okay, fair enough. Are your intestines inside of you? Or are they actually a continuation of your exterior surface? Yeah. Is tube. We're listening to some stuff off of Epidemic Sound, but I do have to get going here. It's an elongated torus. Yes. Yes. Are humans just crazy long straws? Yes. Yes. Here's a really weird thing, too. Your straws are longer on the inside than the outside. Well, thank you for complimenting what's left of my hair. Thank you. I like that. Fuzzy straw equal human. They do sound like philosophy talk, I guess, but I should hang out with my kids. Meredith already left. I have no doubt. When does a spoon become a ladle? Right. Yeah, those are good questions. Guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I love you. You guys really made this stream happen. There were some huge tips in here, and I can't pretend I'm not appreciative and that I don't need it. Meredith's back. If you guys really like this show and you want me to be able to keep doing it, and we had a really good show here. Meredith, I was wrong. 600 people are watching now. We peaked at 800 something people. That was amazing. If you love this show and you want me to be able to keep doing it, and be able to keep doing it and like make cool stuff instead of just stuff that gets the clicks, like mixing every bottle in my bar, I can still do that too, by the way. If you want access to the Discord, the private Discord, if you want access to behind the scenes content, personal updates about behind what's going on with the show, exclusive extra drinks, if you want the app, the HTD app at htdapp.com that I built and that Meredith is refining the data set on, all of those things and more, please go to htdapp.com or go to patreon.com/htd. I cannot drink this yet because if I do, it'll throw off the mix. I can't taste it until everything is in there, and I'm sorry. I know, no payoff. I apologize, but there's so many more bottles to get through. It's going to take me another 3 hours to do. And I thank you all so much for making all of this possible. And fuck you. You guys want? I'll do a taste, but like the tiniest taste. You guys think I'm afraid to taste things? Do you know who I am? Do you? You don't even know who I am. It tastes good. It tastes like cherries, and it's delicious. It's hideous, but it's tasty. Cherries and chocolate. Tastes like chocolate cherries. Kinda. And like absinthe, like dark chocolate, anisette, cherries, mostly. You know, I'm sure I could pull it apart with more tasting and stuff. I'm not picking up on allspice in there, but I just had a 1 ml taste of this. So anyway, thank you guys. No mole at all. Yeah, I don't want to fuck with the measurements of here. The pipette was precise. When does a straw become a siphon? When, I mean, that's, come on, when it's siphoning. I hope my trousers survive too. I forgot all about that horrible event. They got bijoed, god damn it. I really like these pants. My wife hates these pants, but that's too bad for her. Thank you guys so much. All of you, truly love you. Please subscribe. Please do all of the... Did I fuck up the show just now? No. I must beg you to check out my Patreon. I must beg you. Good night. Good luck. Thank you so much. You make all of my dreams come true. And to the super chatters,